slow roasting my gherkin in your garden, you son bitch. What you doing? Are you throwing up on my lawn? You better do it. It's got nitrates. It's got all kinds of things plant loves. Oh, is it Powerade? No, it's my dick. Woo! Guess what, plant? You're pregnant now. You're going to have a Nate baby. It's time. Homeschool Prom King is here. Somebody's getting pregnant. Read your Bible.
It's me. I'm gonna get pregnant. I can't hear myself. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
I can hear you. I can't hear me.
Unplug and replug.
Unplug, replug.
Or check if the sound is up on your actual headphones.
Jiggle your wiggles.
Hold up. Let me check my... Check. I can hear. Oh, here, you guys talk. Talking.
Toke. Bing, bingity, bing.
Lita, who the hell are you?
What?
Who the hell are you?
Me? I'm me.
Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Lita. I'm here on the show lots, and sometimes I'm not, but I'm here today, and it's wonderful. And I do art stuff, and we'll talk about that at the end of the show, I guess. All right, next.
Can you hear now?
It?
I am a woman of little words right now.
Well, just put a lot of little words together. Yeah.
All right, I was pretty successful in the art show. It's been a while, right? It's been like a month.
You have not been on
since
the.
we've been. All right, okay, yeah. So yeah, we had the art show. It was really cool. I sold some stuff. So yeah, you can check my page out. That's that is odd, all underscore on Instagram, or you can just follow me, Alola on loan.
You can do all those things, but
Yeah.
most importantly, purchase some of her art.
Yes, that would be nice.
It's really cool.
actually.
It's really cool. It's really well thought out. It's really well crafted. In fact, this year, Lita blessed me once again on my birthday with yet another RoboCop miracle. I had 2 RoboCop miracles on my birthday this year. It was I couldn't tell you how over the moon I was. The first being Meth Syndicate doing a RoboCop drop of the guy getting shot in the dick scene on a T-shirt. And they came with a koozie that says, "Remember the time RoboCop shot that dude in the dick." There was that, and then Lita blessed me with a picture. It's a painting. It's a small oil painting of RoboCop riding a Tyrannosaurus Rex. And it complements a painting that she'd given me in the prior year of RoboCop shooting the guy in the dick with the kind of a Batman bing bow bam thing. And so it was just this week I've just been overwhelmed with gratitude towards Lita, towards George, towards all my friends, my Jason and Philip sometimes, and Jonah very rarely. But I mean, like, it's been such a cool week, man. It's been filled with so much love, man. It's been cool, man. I love it. I'm loving life. I'm loving the peoples. I'm feeling it right now. I'm feeling it right now.
Yeah, you had a wild ass party at your house.
Yeah, though I think almost everybody was there except for Jason and Jonah. Jason, they were both invited. I don't know, Jonah, why you didn't show up. He has a good excuse. You don't.
Jonah got a rocket boot on. He could have flew over.
I know, man.
Talk directly into your microphone.
Talk to you. Get that thing right up on your lips.
My ankle was still fucked that day. So.
What happened to your ankle?
Don't tell the story yet. We can't hear you. We don't know if you're working.
By the way, who the fuck are you, dude? What are you doing in here? Where, George? You pick up another one of these like gay vagrants?
Yo, happy Pride.
So
yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. That's why I mentioned it. It's not because of any other reason.
If I'm not picking them up,
I am
send pictures from them.
Clapping them.
I'm Danny Provolone. I'm a professional football player.
You're not Danny Provolone.
Yeah, dude, I know Danny Provolone. He owes me $5.
You never played against Thomas shit.
Yeah, you're right.
Was it Chucky Provolone?
No, that's from CKY.
I know that, but I thought it was Chucky Provolone. No,
No, it was Danny.
I know. What's it called? There's some movie that we just watched the other day.
Hagrid?
Nah, it was a horror movie with that young chick.
Did we go to the theater for it, or
no? We watched
bring
it.
her back, but...
It was the one where the lady was supposed to be like inspecting like ghosts, and they had like some TV show. It sucked, so we turned it off. But it's Brad Dourif, the dude from Child's Play, the original one, the guy that does all the voodoo incantations.
Oh, okay.
It's his daughter. And like halfway through the movie, I was like, yo, she looked like the dude from Chucky. And then I looked it up and I was like, that's his fucking daughter.
That makes sense now.
yeah. Like, I said she looked like a weirdo.
I don't remember that movie at all.
Yeah, it
It's just
sucked.
blanked
I
on
think
my-
you fell asleep.
Yep. That usually happens.
That's the good part about horror movies. But introduce yourselves. Who do we have as a guest this week? Who do we have, Chris?
Who do we have? You booked this motherfucker. You've been introducing.
We've got Homeschool Prom King in the building. We've got Jason, Phil, and Jonah. Their album is dropping tomorrow. It's going to be straight hot fire.
Is it a full ass album tomorrow?
It's
EP.
5 songs, yeah.
And it's on Friday.
Yeah,
Friday.
they drop
God
it
damn it.
Friday.
You doing it on Friday?
Yeah.
I got the tracks early. I feel special now.
Yeah. No,
Friday's tomorrow
You got the world. You got the world premiere tracks.
Ooh.
If anybody listens to them on here, it'll be the first time ever in the
Yeah,
world.
man. Well, Friday is just tomorrow if you drink a lot.
Exactly.
You know, if you drink frequent with enough frequency, you can make it to Friday like it's tomorrow.
The days end up blending together. So
And I haven't time traveled in a while. When was the last time you guys blacked out?
December 17th of 2024. We have video evidence of such event. It was when we had Papa Joe.
Oh, the Moonshine
Yeah,
Show.
the Moonshine Show. Yeah, that was the Moonshine shit show for me personally, because that party ended up going until like 5 o'clock the next morning.
Was Joe there the whole time?
Yeah, man, he was.
Yo,
man.
he's a trooper.
He was, man. He did big, man.
Yeah, shouts out to the Marigold.
Yeah, shout out to Marigold, shout out to Joe Gillette, shout out to the Sidemen. So, shout out Bev Williams and Ted. Bev and Ted Williams. The motherfuckers is cool. Yeah, that was the last time that I can remember being, because you know what? The next day I had I had a heckler's ball and with John Yeager and Callback Comedy and Adrian Russell over there. And when I got there, John just looked at me and he was like, "Yo, are you?" He was like, "I was whiter than I normally am." And just needless to say, man, I got up there on stage and I was let off with, "Get ready for some really low energy comedy," and that's where I was, man. I couldn't. That's a big contributing factor in me not drinking anymore. Was that evening?
Last time I blacked out was April 1st. I woke up April 2nd and I have a broken ankle.
and what happened with that?
Is this a contentious band issue?
So what happened? I mean, like, do you have any idea of what happened, or it's mystery still to this day?
So I had so many different ideas in the following weeks of what had happened. I was like, oh, well, this had to have happened. I remember this, but I was blackout drunk and I was too scared to ask the one person, my wife, what the fuck actually happened until like maybe 4 or 5 weeks after it had happened. I got the nerve. I was like, so what the fuck actually happened to me? She's like, oh yeah, you just kind of fell. I'm like, really? That's it? I didn't like
Anticlimactic.
yeah, I was like, yeah, no, you just fell.
Should have lied.
I broke my ankle in 3 places. The doctor said I broke in every way possible and I just fell. Really?
Yeah, I heard somebody describe this. Yeah, he broke it.
Yep. So the homeschool prom king, is it homeschool prom king singular or pure? Okay, so it's homeschool prom
Single.
king
Yep.
singular.
Well, because he's the prom king. We were all homeschooled at one point.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I was gonna ask. I thought it was just Phil was homeschooled because I know you like grew up
No, there's a
Jehovah's
whole,
Witness.
There's a whole bowl of awkward around here. So
I grew up knowing one homeschool kid. He like skateboarded with us, and he would just show up in like a bright yellow like happy face shirt, and like no, and no, I need skate, but they like his nickname was just homeschool because he would be there at the skate park when we got out of school already. He'd be like, "I was done at 2:00." Like,
Man, in my area there was like a handful of homeschool kids that I can think of, and they were all girls, and they were all like they were always the ones that would be like, and then at 2 a.m. you'd be skinny dipping at the local pool. But yeah, that was like because that was like they had to take it to the extreme. It was like, yo, if they could escape, they escaped. You know, it was weird. But I mean, so you were homeschooled too.
Yep.
How long were you homeschooled for?
5 years.
5 years? Like which end? The beginning or the end?
The end. So pretty much from 8th until 12th.
No shit.
Yeah.
Phil, you were homeschooled the entirety of it? Oh boy. And Jonah?
I think like 10th grade till however.
All right. But you were were you part of the pandemic?
No,
no, you weren't.
You
weren't a pandemic baby.
No, the pandemic itself, I was already like out of school, so it was. I didn't really experience much. I didn't have a job. I mean, I think I had a job at Big Lots and I lost it like at the beginning of the pandemic, but it didn't really affect me much. I just sat and played with myself and Tony Hawk.
What was that like? You meet your hero?
It was fulfilling.
It was a lot of
there was a lot of introspection. There was points where he really felt himself.
A lot of erections.
Yes, also those. Did you ever have any homeschooling or anything?
No, I was in Catholic school
Yeah.
until like I was 12,
All right.
maybe 13. And then I went to regular school because my parents couldn't afford it anymore.
Dude,
Catholic school's expensive.
I was on the I had mine was the opposite. My parents, we couldn't swing it until I got older, and
I think with mine it was the get your black ass on the bus. You ain't staying home, and here's a key for when you do it. So I was sort of homeschooled because my parents weren't there when I went to school or when I got home. Latchkey for life.
yeah. I mean, I remember trying to pitch the idea to my parents, but then my parents rebutted because my parents are like super academic. They were like their sales pitch on what they were going to offer was going to make it way harder than regular school. So I was like, nah, fuck this shit, man. I'm like, my dad, he was like, yeah, you'll be doing all sorts of quantum physics in no time. I was like, man, I'm just trying to play Legend of Zelda all the time. And that's what homeschooling, and my idea, that in my opinion, that's what like I always like envisioned homeschooling was. It was just like a nonstop video game,
Just
orgy,
chilling.
right? Now I think like I feel that some kids, like the way that they have some of this educational programming, it essentially is just video gaming, like just but instead you're putting together puzzles and doing things that are enriching, and I agree with it. But man, it must be awesome to be like, I guess it must be awesome and suck at the same time to be in like, if you were like in middle school right now, like with all the cool stuff that they have like technology wise, but at the same time you're underneath so much scrutiny. All like remember all the secret stuff that we used to do like as kids, like you couldn't be no secret.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe that's what's wrong with some kids today, man. They need some more
Like they-
secretives. They need some
like-
time to be secrets.
Yeah, like be able to go out without something catching them doing something fucked up. Like I
Right.
think that's the joy that we had. We didn't have like phones or shit like that. We just did crazy shit
Yeah, I think
without ever getting in trouble for it.
We had camcorders because we skateboarded, so there's lots of incriminating footage of me as a teenager.
Yeah, well.
I as well. I found a bunch of my little, those little 8mm
Like that.
cassettes that we recorded on, and then I actually bought a.
Oh no!
I bought a camcorder at Goodwill like a few years ago. So I watched a few of them. Yes, it was pretty awesome what kind of generation we had. You guys are a bit younger. You guys, but were like, so when like, I mean, what was like a day as a homeschool kid like? Were you guys like, you got up at regular time? Did you just get up when you wanted to? I mean, did you guys each have a different experience?
I mean,
I'm sure Jonah was like a little bit different than Phil's.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I would just get up whenever. I would read books I had assigned to me and do shit I had to do on a computer. And then the rest of the day, I would just kind of fuck off.
I knew it. I fucking knew it. I was slaving away at them salt mines at the school eating them shitty rectangular pizza.
Hey,
You
those
probably
pizzas
eating
were fucking awesome.
and you probably eating Tostinos right out the toaster oven, ain't you? Crispy.
I had left high school because of rumors and I mean, you know how diabolical teenagers can.
Well, I commend you because you didn't go in with a trench coat on.
Were you the girl with the hot dog? Every high school had the girl with the hot dog. They're like, remember that girl? She froze a hot dog and she screwed it.
The first fucking high school experience I ever had, I walked in Warren County High School and I saw two pregnant girls fist fighting. I was like, good fucking lord.
Yeah. Welcome to Front Royal.
Double homicide.
All right, Phil. Phil, could you tell us what was a day of homeschooling like for Philip Taylor?
Well, when I was like in the early ranges, I would just get up at whatever time. I don't really remember. Mom would like sit me down and we'd like go through this whole like regimen of stuff and then be done. Then like during the middle school years, there's this weird shit where I would get up and do school like right after breakfast, but like there was no structure to that. That schooling year, so it was kind of like the dark years, and then the last 4 years of high school. The last 4 years of high school, most of my days ended up being sleeping till about like between 10 and 11, and then maybe looking at my books and saying I should do those sometime, and then like watching TV or whatever instead.
All right.
Easy peasy.
So jealous.
Jason, what was yours like?
Well, I didn't have the wake up anytime you wanted. Mine was very regimented. But so I pretty much wake up probably 7:30, 8 o'clock, something like that. Do my lessons until about probably 2, and then the rest of the day I'd pretty much just fuck off.
Dude. Well, you have a parallel to this. You work from home now.
Yeah. So I got the adult version,
You got
which is
the
nice. It's a little it gets a little isolating.
homework prom queen.
Yeah.
She's employee of the year. Yeah, home
Yeah, something like that.
homework employee of the year.
I don't know. It's fine. I like it because I don't have to drive, but it also sucks because you're just in that
Yeah.
house. So your space that you get away from work to get to is essentially there now. So you can't escape it.
Did you guys feel like that about your like kitchen table? Like, oh, no, that's where we do all work. Fuck this thing.
I did personally. There was a lot of times it's really funny sneaking out of your house when you're supposed to be doing lessons and just going to the skate park that's right down the street.
Dude, like, yeah, I'd have probably done really terrible at homeschool. I'd have been like, fuck this shit, I'm skipping.
I'm out of here.
Like, so all of your you all had a parent at home, or did you have to do it on a computer or anything? Or
Mine was kind of like a computer. My parents were very religious, and they had a actual like curriculum that came from a Baptist university.
oh, fun. Was it like Liberty or some shit?
Bob Jones.
Oh,
So they would send like the whole curriculum like on DVDs. So I watched DVDs and did the workbook and everything, and then of course, like he kind of said, those last 2 years I was just like, yeah, fuck this.
damn, dude.
But yeah, it was very, very, very religious.
Was yours religious, like in terms of like
No.
the reason you did it? Like,
No, I think my mom just didn't want me to she just didn't, when it came time to go to school, she didn't want me to go away, so she just decided to homeschool me. I don't know.
I think my parents would have fucking beat the shit out of me. They were like, "Why can't you learn right?" Yeah, like I've never like I know I have some jujitsu students that are homeschooled because they come in, but those kids are fucking like. One of them was like, "I'm a model for Target," and I was like, "You fucking rich bastard."
My grandma wanted me to be a model.
This motherfucker was almost a kid star. We talked about it a couple times.
Oh yeah.
But now, I'm just a podcast star.
Chewing down on some
Getting
pan
getting
pizza.
pepperonis on the microphone. Yeah, I was like, we talked about it a couple shows, but basically the gist of the story is my mom had a friend that worked at Days of Our Lives, and we lived out there in Redondo Beach, and we went there, and I looked like I could play the part of one of the main characters who had a child on the show, and they wanted to fast forward the kid from being a newborn to being like 5 years old in like a year, because the storyline sucks for having a little fucking kid like they have to like, take care of and shit, whatever, Hollywood do. And so they like, I went to the set a couple times with my parents, and I met the lady. It was Deidre Hall. The character was Marlena. It was, I forget whatever name it was. Anyways, she was like, hey, this kid would be a great fit for my son on the show. And my parents, not being pieces of shit, were like, all right, well, let's ask the kid. Let's let him make the decision, instead of being like, yeah, you're going to do it, kid. This is our meal ticket out of here. And so I ended up being like, I was 5 years old. I was like 4 years old. I was like, no, this is scary. It was like kind of like, no, scary. And I'm, for a while in my life, I was upset that I didn't do it, because I want to have like all the cool stuff that you think you would get from it. But truth of the matter is, I would have ended up dead at a Diddy party at like 23, man. It would have just been me, and like they would find me covered in baby oil and like Kanye West's cousin zipping up his pants, walking out of the room and shit.
That's when I gave my cousin head. It's the worst song ever.
But yeah, that's my story. Sargis was a actual child TV star. Or movie star.
Really?
I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He has an IMDb credit, doesn't he?
Yeah, it was. He was in this movie called Brian's Song. Him standing on a corner babbling.
If you look it up, I'm in the credits for Jackass 4.
Yeah.
What'd you do? That's how you broke your leg, didn't you?
He was Don Vito's fluffer.
He's like, come over here. It looks like my toenail.
Oh, Jonah, you're gonna eat my ass. Eat my ass like a hoagie.
Eat my ass from the back.
Pretend I'm Wawa.
Use my balls like a speed bag.
Oh man! All right, so eating ass, Don Vito, Homeschool Prom King. Tell us how. So, what is Homeschool Prom King, man? Phil, this is your kind of like brainchild, isn't it?
I don't know, man. We're songs.
We are songs.
We are songs.
I think in essence, everybody is a song.
Absolutely.
Everybody has a song within them. Lita has many a song. You can see George has a couple of songs. I got no songs. He's got Trey songs. Inside of him, actually, he had Trey songs inside of him once.
How's that feel?
Sorry, bro.
Is he like going like this on the inside of you and dancing?
Man, are you fucking kidding me?
Is he like, hey?
He never touched my peener, but I gotta tell you, man, that G spot is destroyed.
Yeah, I heard he hit you with the fucking Model T. Do you know what that is? That's where you stick it in, you grab it at the base, and you go around in a circle like a crank start Model T.
Yeah. Yep, I've seen Godfather.
Awooga! Awooga!
That'd be fucking terrible. Try it out.
Yeah.
Try it. You might like it.
What is the Homeschool Prom King sound? What would you say the sound of it is?
It's I don't know. It's kind of emo, kind of indie, kind of punk. Best way I could kind of describe it, I guess.
Emo indie punk. Okay, Jonah.
It's the sound of some whoever hears it would have to be or has been through similar situations. I mean, I feel like when we were all younger, or I mean, we're all pretty young here, going through some fucking hard shit, and hearing our songs, you have to relate to it. I mean,
You have to relate to it.
you have to.
It's mandatory.
I know. Wait.
If you don't,
This is
then
the assignment.
we might have to like bust your eardrums. But
I thought you were gonna say bust something else.
Bust a nut.
They ass.
Bust that.
Well, so you guys did how many songs did you guys do on your EP?
This EP is
Did
5
5.
songs. Yeah.
What's your favorite song off of there?
everything.
Is that the name of the
That
song?
is the name of the
Yes.
song.
Yeah,
the name
there's
of
a
the song.
song
It's-
about everything on there.
Is there?
That's everything is good. I do like Out of My System was a really good song. I had a lot of fun
That's
with that
also
one.
a really good one.
And all the songs are great.
Yeah, I don't.
Everybody
I think
should
the one
listen
that,
to
like,
it.
currently I vibe the most with is Not Worth Thinking About. I think that's the one that like
The whole
I jam to
EP just fucking.
it actually it's interesting because listening to Not Worth Thinking About on the recording as opposed to playing like the strumming pattern and all that stuff, like it sounds really cool in the final product, but I don't hear it like that when we're playing. So it's really interesting to kind of like listen to it as a new listener.
You know, I did like the way that one came out a lot.
Yeah, I did too, but I get where you're coming from because you have to hold your guitar like fucking Buddy Holly.
Yeah.
back in the fucking 50s, you know.
So is this a new song or is it the one that's on Spotify right now?
So on the EP we have one song that was on the demos that we re-recorded, and then the other 4, none of those have been like released in the wild.
Well, I'm asking you guys because I wanted to come to a consensus of what song I'm going to play for this world premiere. Goddamn it!
Shit.
What world premiere? World premiere. Helltown
Alright,
Radio
alright.
world premiere.
I don't know, boys. You guys.
Helltown Radio.
If we had one song to play for the world, what would it be? Probably a cover.
Yeah,
No, you guys are not. Have you guys done our cover? Have you guys done?
We do
cover?
have one.
we
cover.
did a
yeah, we
Tiger's
did,
Jaw cover.
It's a cover of a band that nobody like.
Okay, so it's obscure enough
Most-
that you
yeah.
can pass it off as
Most
your own.
people you meet are not going to know
Gotcha.
who it is. Well, I mean, I always say that it's
mean,
a cover though.
People that listen to our music know
It's
who
true.
Tiger's Jaw
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, you're right, nerds.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Nerds.
Do nerds listen to us?
Yes, dude.
I don't think we're cool enough.
Man,
for nerds.
I can't wait
We
for
are
you to get-
nerds.
Fuck. I listen to us.
I
all
can't
the
wait
time.
to see the groupies that this band's gonna cultivate, man. It's gonna be.
You're looking at them.
Yeah, me and George.
Leah's been to every
And-
show.
Yeah.
Yeah, she has been.
Oh,
She's
Lita,
been
you
to every
guys-
show. She's the only
kinda
person that
honestly-
has one of our shirts.
Your guys' music kind of reminds me of the first Blink-182 Cheshire. Like,
Oh, wow.
I equate it to that. I remember listening to that kind of music when I was that age, so that's why I like it. I go to your guys' show because I enjoy the music. So
Oh,
Well,
I'm
that's a good
looking
reason. I like
forward
that.
to Friday for sure.
What's happening? Oh,
The
the EP. I was like, do we have a show I forgot about? Shit.
I will say when she first said it, I was like, "We got a show."
Right.
I was like, "Oh no,
I-
CP's dropped."
I keep forgetting and thinking like the birthday show that we're doing. I keep thinking it's an album drop, and so I keep thinking like this week we have like the birthday show, but I'm getting everything conflated in my head.
Birthday show.
Are you looking for it?
Birthday
Oh, no, I already have the songs. I was waiting for
Oh,
a consistent.
what do you got? If you're gonna play something for the whole world,
Everybody, I would say,
Play it, baby.
honestly, I just
Out
thought
of
we were
My
out.
System, I think would be a
Oh,
good
okay.
one.
It's gonna be a slow jam.
It's gonna be a slow jam, but it's good.
It hits hard.
How hard does it hit?
Hits you right in the feels.
Right on.
It'll make
I
you
feel nothing.
feel like a feel.
It'll make your ovaries explode.
Oh my God.
Oh,
No, that
Not
doesn't
my
sound
ovaries.
My O-ring.
I think I
Ow.
sprained my ovaries last night.
fun.
oh. We're supposed to tell anybody.
All right, I got confused and I'm high. Out of My System.
That's what he picked. Go with it.
Out of My System. Coming to you from Helltown Radio Studios. It's
Ugh, now I have to
Homeschool
listen to
Prom
myself
King.
with other people looking.
Out
at
of
me.
My System.
But thinking of days with you just makes me miss 'em. Private thought songs of you might make it lighter. crying you out of my system.
Yeah, world premiere.
World premiere. World premiere.
Yeah, that was good.
Bam, bam, bam.
So where'd you guys record that?
Recorded that at Little Rock Studio,
I think it's Baby Rock.
Baby Rock Studio in
Oh,
Winchester.
little baby rock.
Little old baby.
with Bobby Krim.
Bobby
Ooh,
Krim.
Bobby Krim could be playing at this
Shout out Bobby
Catamount Lounge coming up soon.
So
Bobby Krim.
how was the recording process? Was it really quick? Did you guys like have to mash it in, or did you guys have time to like experiment a little bit?
It went fairly quick, I would say.
We did 5 songs. We recorded them all live. Then I did overdubs with guitars, like 3 or 4 layers of guitars. That way, I think mostly ended up cutting. And then I went and did vocals, and I think collectively we were at Bobby's studio for a total of 6 hours.
Yeah.
That's quick. Yeah, recording it live that'll cut down on a little bit of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
That was dope, man.
Yeah.
That was good. That was a great track.
Thanks.
I felt like it had a lot of like it was very cinematographic for me. Like I felt like I was like in a movie.
I felt
Yeah.
mall ratsy.
Dude, I just watched that the other
You were
day.
just staring, trying to see the boat or whatever the fuck it
Yeah,
was.
it's not a sailboat. It's a schooner, stupid head. You know what? There is no Easter Bunny.
I mean, I felt like it was more like a Farrelly Brothers. Like that would have like more of a Farrelly Brothers like montage feel to it.
like Dumb and Dumber when he's like
When he's figuring it out, figure out how to bring it back together. They went out there, saw the sorrow, and they needed to rebound from it. And I don't know, that song was tight, man. That was cool, man. Phil, you sing. You have a really like your voice. I'm gonna get really deep on you real quick. Deeper than I do on it. Phil and I have a very fun relationship because we're like 2 old hetero life partners that have been widowed and are stuck with each other, but neither of us are widowed, but we're still stuck with each other. And we do diner stuff. We go to the diner every Friday morning, and we talk about his urethra. And that's actually very true.
That's real. That's real. We did
it
do that
it
a
shoots
lot.
out single sperm, but it's got a lot of distance.
No, he's actually.
That's a semi-auto.
It looks like
as fast as you can click it.
it looks like a USB-C outlet.
It's not a super.
He's very quick. He's very quick at the urinal. Oh man, but no, but you're just like so. No, so it's kind of fun. You're my homie. We hang out a lot. We talk a lot. But dude, we don't talk about your singing in depth per se, but you have a very interesting style, man, because it's very emotional and like where a lot of people, where you play an instrument, where people like take the vocal cords as an instrument. A lot of people, a vast majority of people, it's it plays a lot like a guitar or like a violin, right? When you sing, I think it has like you have like your own like synthesizer built in, man. Like, cause you can get like when you're hitting some emotions, man, you turn on that twang and that rang, and like it gets in there and just like it's tight, man. I think you're a very talented gentleman, my friend. I just want to say that in the most heterosexual life partner of ways.
Yo, he gonna suck your dick for Pride Month.
I'm just hoping that's gonna get Phil to like be like, I'll take care of breakfast on Friday.
Well, I told him he could come over. I'll make him some eggs and some butter.
Oh, you gonna
Nah,
make
I
him
like
sweet
going-
crepes?
I like going to
he
mom's.
wants to go out.
I like going to mom's, man, because there's always the chance that I'm gonna get the pineapple casserole.
I thought it was like the chance that there was gonna be like some cigarette in your rice pudding.
Did that happen?
No.
Not yet, but there's a higher chance.
That's one of Phil's dark sexual set fantasies. That
I
somebody-
want to eat your cigarettes.
Put your cigarette out on my rice pudding.
Is that what they call it?
if I
That's what we
ever,
call it.
if I ever make a movie, that's gonna be a scene in the movie.
I should put that down as lyrics for a future.
Put your cigarettes
Yeah.
out in my rice pudding, baby.
No, I think that it was also it was well recorded in that you guys were all pretty well balanced, and I also like that it was like you actually and unfortunately your bass was like it was very prevalent. No, I was kidding. It was good. It was really,
That's interesting because I kept telling Bobby, take the bass down, take the bass.
Oh, you trying to Metallica him?
yeah, man. Nah, it was
Put it in the other room.
The bass was spectacular. And it's always good to see because me and Jonah actually know each other from working at the Catamount Lounge together Jonah was working. He was the hydro technician of the kitchen, and
He licked them plates clean.
yeah, he broke them clean.
Broke that bacteria right off of
It looked like it sounded like a Jewish wedding on a Friday night, you know, like Opa. Or that's Greek, I think. But anyways, that's just so we know each other from that. So like that's another interesting way of like, you know, getting to know somebody, you know, getting to know another side of them that you didn't think before. Because
You want to know some wild shit?
what's up?
I didn't know this until I went to Homeschool Prom King's show at I don't care if it's called Tilty. It's Titty
McFlappers.
Titty
Titty
McFlappers.
McFlappers.
Yeah, Titty
And,
McFlappers. What's up? Flap, 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 flap.
I'm like smoking a joint or some shit, and I hear this voice like George, and I'm like, hi. So I'm not paying attention, and I look over, and it's somebody that works at my job, and it happens to be Jonah's goddamn dad. So I've been working with Jonah's dad for a couple years.
What?
Yeah, dude, I'm not even kidding.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That is
Not
fantastic.
That's who said you broke your leg.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, he broke it.
Yeah, he broke it. Oh shit. Yeah, so it's cool. Like, it's cool to get to know Jonah on that level because, you know, there were some times I was worried about Jonah, and mostly in like, you know, so it's good to know that you can function as a human being, Jonah.
Thank you. I've had lots of worry about that in the past.
Actually, a funny story about Jonah breaking his ankle is that one night after work, Shannon and I were taking the trash out, and there was a skateboard in the middle of the parking lot. It was an Element skateboard, brand new, still had the stickers on it. I guess somebody just decided they didn't want their skateboard anymore, and they just left it in the parking lot. So I picked it up, I took it home, and then I know that Jonah's always wearing like Element stuff and CKY stuff, and he likes all that. So I was like, all right, well, you know what? I'm gonna give this to Jonah. And just because he'll give it a better home than I will, because I'm not gonna skateboard anymore. I'm fucking not getting hurt. And so I pass it on to Jonah, and of course I give it to Jonah, and Chris Kemp looks at me and goes, yeah, fucking good job, man. Now he's gonna go fucking break his ankle and he's gonna be out of work and I'm gonna be fucked. And so in my head, I'm like, nah, dude. I was like, why are you gonna say that shit, man? Why you gotta be so negative? Why you gotta be an asshole? Man, that's fucked up, dude. That's stupid of you. You're a stupid Ed. I don't like you. And I walked away like, oh, what a dick. 48 hours later. Ring, ring, ring. Hey, Shannon, I can't come to work. I broke my ankle. Skateboarding. And then I had to go and be like, all right, Chris Kemp, I'm sorry. You were absolutely right. And it was one of those times where you like are so like when you pay the road to hell is paved with good intentions type thing. And that's a real story between me and Jonah. But I also, what's funny, and you might know, do you know Lehigh?
Yeah.
Yeah, Lehigh is Jonah's father-in-law. That's Aaron's father. Another, connection, another point of connection there.
Dun, dun,
Another,
dun.
degree of separation. So everybody's.
I feel like this is a Game of Thrones episode.
Yeah. The throne being like one of those like riser seats you get at a restaurant for a toddler.
Game of Thrones.
Oh man. And then Jason, we know Jason, I guess I've always known you to be musical, so that's all I gotta say to you. No. No, Jason's awesome because you guys actually were in another band prior together, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Ancient Apes.
Unfortunately.
Man, why are you saying that, man? Why are you saying that
He
like a
was on the-
salty ass new girlfriend?
He was on the outside looking in the window,
You weren't there, man. You didn't see what I saw.
fogging up the windows.
I had seen Punky Brewster like live maybe a week or two before. And it's like, dude, Phil was such a great fucking musician, man. You gotta fucking see him too. My buddy Charlie, who worked with me, and Ancient Ape. It's like, I mean, they're good, but like, they're not what you're hyping up to be. And I'm like, dude, I don't know, man.
Looks like we have a bunch of it looks like we have a bunch of people on the chat. Have you been checking this out? I just did it on there.
Hi, don't chat.
Yeah, Aaron Davis on there. You better say hi to Aaron.
Hey,
Hello, Aaron.
For the last time, Aaron.
That was good.
Who else we got?
Lunar Sprunk is on here, and he said, "Sorry, he's late. What's your OnlyFans?"
If you can follow the link in my bio, you can find it.
Yeah, HSPK_OF.
That would be awesome if you guys actually did an OnlyFans. And you just play your songs all into some like whitey tighties.
Lunar Sprunk also said, "I thought the name of the song was Out of My Sister."
That's the song I should have wrote.
Jesus Christ.
Close enough.
Oh, fuck, dude, that's good.
He also said, "Hey, George, you should put up a visual. We're not trying to just look at honkies nod their heads for 3 minutes straight."
All valid points.
Hey, listen, man. I was wobbling. All right? Give me some credit.
I was standing here holding the headphone so Jonah could pretend to listen.
Well, I think Lita should be really leading us in the rhythmic part of this section. You know, she actually being at all the shows. So Lita, you've been to 2 homeschool prom king shows, right? There have been 2 school home king.
I think
homeschool
I
prom.
We've
missed.
done 4.
You done
I
4?
missed one because I was in the hospital at the time.
Oh,
It was like had I gotten like out like maybe a day before, but
Yeah,
Trying to remember how many I've gone to, but you play in so many goddamn bands.
it's true.
You know what I do to
What-
Phil when he's playing music? Some of you might know about this. I make silly faces at Phil
Oh,
to
I
try to
wa-
get him to fuck
I
up.
watched
And
Dude, you have nothing on my friends Kellen and Garrett. I was doing a Punky Brewster's show, and they just kept screaming stuff at me all night. But it was like Garrett was like, "You have a vein in the middle of your head that pops up when you sing." Or like any of the songs that had like a little like louder part, he'd be like, "Calm down. Calm down, calm down." And it was so fucking hard to get through the set. Like during the songs, like being actively heckled and just trying not to laugh. And like I was actually laughing during some of the songs.
oh, dude. Yeah, I saw you guys at Tilty McFlippers.
Titty McFlappers.
Titty Mix Outs.
It was a good night.
Flappy Flap.
Flappers
Can I-
McGee. Dude,
do
I would
I-
eat
do I-
some. I would
oh,
fuck some
man.
flapjacks up right now.
Flappy Bird.
Hey, Tilty, if you guys need a better sound guy, holler at your boy.
You do need a better sound.
Woo. So where's
I
your next?
remember it cutting out like
Yeah.
during that
All right.
show.
What happened?
That one.
Oh, when you guys were playing, the sound
Oh,
cut
yeah,
out
yeah,
because
yeah.
the dude had to,
The
like,
vocal,
Yeah.
the
Yep.
mouth
there's
noise.
something to be
It's
said
like
for
constant.
paying attention to your levels while you're doing the job.
his Bluetooth took over the sound system. The Pornhub fucking drum riff. Yeah.
Oh, dude, I saw a video the other day. It was just like a quick like TikTok video, and this dude was like, it was a cop, and he was asking this guy inside the car, and you just see the dude in the car filming it, and you see his hands. The cop's like, "I think I've seen you before," and he's like, "Oh, do you watch gay porn?"
Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
Wow.
Yeah.
So when's the next show?
Our next show is at Diddy
June
McFlappers
21st.
on June 21st.
I'm gonna bulldoze that sound
June
guy and just take
21.
over.
I beat the Ghostbusters pinball. Got the highest score on that, so I mean, curious to see if I
Are you sponsored by Neversoft?
am I sponsored.
He is Neversoft, man.
No.
I don't
Rock
think
hard
they're-
all day.
they're not around.
This dude is just 275 pounds of Viagra.
He's rock hard all day. So who else is playing with you at Titty Mick pinball machines?
Do you know? Because I don't.
Not Kellen.
Our friends in GMS were playing, but there's things that happen. So they're
Yeah,
not.
things happen. They're no longer on there.
What's GMS?
Gray Matter Splatter. They're gonna be at our big fucking birthday
Bash at the Cat and
fest
Mouse
or
Lounge?
whatever the fuck
Yeah.
I named it. That we're doing at the end of July. They're gonna open for us.
At the Catamount Lounge, 124 East Main Street, front
Yeah,
Royal,
I don't
Virginia.
actually. I'm bad about looking at it. I haven't looked at the event to know who else is on it.
Didn't you?
I'll find out that night.
Didn't you like create the damn thing?
Yeah. No, actually, you know what?
The Shannon Han Project.
no,
will
when,
be opening it for you.
Wait, what thing? Create what
That's-
thing?
the event.
The event. Oh,
No, for the birthday show he did.
yeah. I know that. I know the birthday. I know that we're doing that. It's for the Tilty show that I have
Oh,
no
yeah.
idea who.
Yeah,
it is.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
How does Tilty work? Do you just like
So
they put the show together.
yeah,
and-
my friend Jay, he'll send me a message that, hey, which of these dates work, and I'll let him know, and then he just at some point in time later on, I see him make a little flyer, and it's like, hey, these guys are all playing.
How do they decide who headlines? Like,
I don't even know. It doesn't feel like headlining there because everybody leaves.
Yeah.
As far as I've seen, but I once again I have no idea. I just asked Jay like, when are we playing, and how long. It's been very weird because I've played there with this band and with Punky Brewsters. I played first, I played last, I played in the middle. Honestly, the way that place works, I like playing at the beginning and just get the fuck out.
So, this is a question. So, do they charge everyone at the door if someone's playing?
I believe so.
Yeah, I had to pay when I
That's
went in.
not true at all.
Oh yeah, so there are
Did-
several people that he didn't charge, but I think he's supposed to. So that's probably another reason that we don't get much money from the door.
Yeah, I don't know. I've seen a lot of people just.
Yeah.
No one was near the door, and they just didn't.
Yo,
really care.
I will say that their customer service sucks because I went in there and I was like, "Oh, do you guys take cards?" And he was like, "No." I was like, "You got an ATM machine in here?" And he's like, "No." So I went all the way out to a 7-Eleven and I walked back in and get a beer, and there's a fucking ATM machine right beside this
I remember seeing
motherfucker.
it. And I was like, "Where'd you go?" And you're like, "We got to go get money." I was like, "There's an ATM in there."
Yeah, dude.
They just take
It's like right by
arcade
the-
tokens, Chuck E. Cheese tickets.
Clitty McShittersons. What is wrong with you?
He made me go. He was like, "No, we don't have one."
Yeah, dude. He was
Like,
like, "You
looked
know
you
where you
straight-
are, boy."
Straight in the face and said,
Well, if that
no.
was the door dude.
You got to be careful
That's
going there
the,
now. You know that now that things have changed.
Oh,
I told you about this last night. So I
Yeah.
saw a video a couple weeks ago. We haven't got a chance to mention it. That this this woman on TikTok said that all ginger people are now black. So Phil's my cousin now.
it's
Okay.
True. It's true.
Man.
So wait, I got. Why did you? What?
Well,
what
she
was
didn't
her-
even explain it. She said, when you see a person that you would say that's a ginger man, now you say that is a black man. And she doesn't really explain any of it.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm just happy I'm gonna get a plate.
yeah, you don't get it, but you better eat your greens.
Mm.
Yeah, but that changed.
Oh.
That was the biggest.
It
change.
grew overnight.
Okay.
Yeah, he woke up
That's
and he was
how I
like,
knew.
"What?
His
TikTok
cock,
is magic."
his cock grew 3 times that night.
Yeah, that's in a way I knew before Georgia told me.
It ripped right out of his pants, just like fucking the heart came out to fucking Grinch.
He looked like
I was thinking like that alien come out the.
Oh, dude, that would be even. You don't want all that slime, though.
Yeah.
19-inch Roberto.
I'd fuck a xenomorph.
Yeah, we talked about that earlier. I watched Alien Romulus. Have you seen Romulus yet?
Yeah,
Of course I
Yeah,
have.
saw it.
I was trying to hold off. I was gonna wait to get the VHS copy of it.
still on that shit.
I am, but you know what?
Wait, what?
Because I'm just waiting for the
VHS?
price to drop. Oh yeah, there's a it was like the first VHS release in 18 years,
Oh, God,
and
yeah.
it was a more major VHS release in 18 years, I should say.
The
But
rest of them are porno.
yeah, right. I wish it was. But it was. You know, it was okay to me. It was a good movie. It was, but I find it. I would classify it way less in thriller and way more into sci-fi fantasy.
Yeah.
It just didn't have. I guess, and maybe it's because there's been so many predecessors to it that you already know
Yeah.
what everything is. So the thrill of the psychological element of not understanding what was going
Right.
on is gone. So now you just know, okay, there's going to be a jump shock coming up at any point in time, and
It's-
you know what the aliens do. You know what's going to
Yeah.
happen.
Those movies are good, but it like Ridley Scott's ones, like Prometheus, are just so much fucking better, just
Oh,
because
yeah.
they're fucking ridiculous.
That's my favorite
Yeah,
one. Out of, like
Prometheus,
the
yeah.
newer one, Prometheus is
I've
definitely
only
my
seen the
favorite.
first 3.
I really liked
Ooh, dude, you gotta watch
Romulus
Prometheus,
until the last 20 minutes.
Really?
where they're floating
Yeah.
around in between the acid.
What?
Like, isn't there a scene in that in Romulus where
Yeah.
like they shoot him and she's in like zero gravity
Yeah,
and like
she's like-
Oh,
limboing through
no,
motherfucker.
I was fine with that. Are we spoilers on here?
Yeah,
Yeah.
fuck it.
Oh yeah, the part where it was stupid was like when they locked the lady away and she was like pregnant with the xenomorph.
Oh,
or
yeah.
whatever. Like if they'd have just ended right there and just been like, oh shit, now, and then you just imagine that it killed everybody. I
Yeah.
like that was a great movie ending, and instead they do this thing where it's fucking
Yeah, they kind of
man alien hybrid shit comes out and it just becomes a fucking creature feature for 2 minutes.
Every
It's
single,
also kind of a ripoff of one of their older films that kind of had the same thing,
Yeah.
that same sort of weird looking hybrid monster, and it
Yeah, and it
They
was
get
just
sucked
so.
out of the
and the way
machine.
she,
I think
like-
it was like part
It
three.
I don't
was- yeah, it was
remember how.
three.
I don't remember
Direction.
exactly how she killed it, but I remember however she killed it was like super cheesy action
So
hero.
the one
bullshit.
that Ripley kills is kind of wild because it is like it gets sucked through a pinhole in the side of it, so all of its flesh rips off the skull, and then the skull
Yeah.
like
Oh, that
cracks and
sounds
goes out
cool.
the hole.
I don't
The
remember how.
skull go out the hole.
I don't remember how I
Skull
died.
out the hoe.
But yeah, the Romulus one, it just felt like it was like, why would
The
they
be-
do that? Try
The
to do
beginning
that
of the
Yeah.
movie,
Like,
the
it's-
That whole
beginning of the
scene was
movie is
so
awesome
cheesy.
though. Like the whole beginning where they're like, they have to work for these people. It's like
Yeah.
almost like being in like a mine town.
Yeah,
or
I thought it was really good. The like you're
setup
saying,
was
the very
good.
beginning was really good. Then the middle was good.
All
And
those
then the ending
movies-
was just like what the fuck.
all those movies except for the one with Bishop has taught me not to trust any robot you ever see. 'Cause
Right.
they got milk
Seriously.
blood and they be trying to like strangle
They-
you.
Yeah, the milk blood is definitely a sign of deceit. You know, that motherfucker is going to buy. He's going to double cross you at some point in time, without a doubt, and save your life probably at the same time. Yeah, that was like Prometheus. I was probably my favorite in the series, but I will say this: I like watching Prometheus and then Covenant back to back. If
Yeah,
I won't just
same.
watch Covenant. I got to see Prometheus before Covenant to lead into the whole thing. But my biggest problem with Covenant is Danny McBride. And,
Yeah, you can't take him serious because he's still got that mullet.
Well, no, it's not. He has a pullet. He plays Kenny Powers in space. It's not. Yeah, he has a serious moment, like spoiler alert, when his wife dies.
Yeah,
But he's like, oh, and it's super sad. And he's like,
he probably produced that movie. He's actually like produced a bunch of movies. I didn't know it until I was watching the last 3 Halloween movies. If you watch the credits,
Yeah.
he's a producer and
Huh.
writer on that movie.
I noticed that.
It's like what the fuck?
Danny McBride plays the same character.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's what in Alien Covenant he plays he's Kenny Powers in space. He's like,
Yeah.
oh man, these motherfuckers, like, I'm gonna fly the spaceship, man. Like,
My only problem with Prometheus
I'm
is
fucking
when
in, you fucking
Charlize Theron gets run down and she doesn't go right or left. She's just like, oh no,
Just like I give up.
this
I'm running
ship,
straight.
this ship gonna run right over me.
Yeah, that was those were awesome. I think those were great. Those were great installments of it. But Alien 3 was horrible.
It was alright.
Alien Resurrection
I don't
was
think it-
god fucking awful, dude. Like that's a hard watch.
So
I
Alien
agree
3
with that.
Alien 3, apparently there's 2 cuts of that movie, and like the guy that ended up that directed it didn't want his name on it because they had changed so much shit in it. I be getting high and watching the
Yeah.
internet.
I want to
get
watch
it.
the Joel. So I want to see the Joel Schumacher Batman Forever, man.
thought-
That shit.
I want to
Oh,
see the
yeah.
Joel Osteen.
I wanna see, yeah, I want to see that too, man.
You're like,
But-
yes, I can feel it inside me.
You flock with eagles or you cluck with chickens. That's Joel Osteen.
Dude, I looked
there.
up just for shits and giggles. I looked up like different, I guess, televangelists or like con men's fucking salaries, and the one that I think of as being the worst out of all those dudes is Kenneth Copeland. You know how much that motherfucker's worth? $750 million. Yo, nothing says con man like that. $750 million just so people starving. What are you doing with that money?
Yeah.
I'm buying jets.
Where's Creflo Dollar at though?
That was an interesting
Spreading
one.
the good word.
Creflo Dollar will not release his net wealth to anybody. He won't let people know. I assume it's probably almost $1 billion.
I think just having that much money in general is kind of gross.
Yeah, you can do
because-
so much good with it.
Yeah,
You'd be
there's
like,
there's a certain point in time where you should just like it's like on Super Mario Brothers, like when you get to 999,999
resets.
Yeah, no, you just get you get to keep that and that's it, and then you go, whatever, man. Like it's crazy to me, man. Yeah, we won't even get into it, but fucking hippies. Speaking of hippies, man, what can we expect from the Homeschool Prom Kings coming up for summer 2025? Are you guys going to be touring? Are you guys going to be doing more? Are you guys
We're
going to be
touring-
making an LP?
We're touring Titty McFlippers.
So you're going to be going
We're gonna
from the
be
front
there-
to back or
we're gonna
back to
be-
front?
We're gonna be there in June.
Always
I
back
think
to front.
July and August. I think once
All
each
right,
month.
that's
Yeah.
dope.
That's the world tour. It's
the
just
world
the
tour.
same place in Martinsburg.
Are you guys aren't coming into the Catamount?
Oh yeah, I
Yes.
forgot. Well, I keep forgetting because I made that. I scheduled it. Yeah,
It's
so
July 31st.
that'll be the
July 31st. Hey, Jonah's triumphant return to the Catamount Lounge as the hydro technician of the back of the house. Yeah, dude, that's fucking awesome, dude. I'm gonna tell you, dude, you guys sound fucking awesome. It's really cool. I'm hoping that this is gonna get you guys a lot of money and success and groupie action.
That's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say butt cheeks.
Yeah, for Phil mostly, because the other two are married, and so therefore,
Well, more of the same butt cheeks, but they still butt cheeks.
and so therefore, Phil is the concentrated point. Groupies, all efforts on Philip Taylor, please. Make it clap for him. That's it.
It could be like that Mastodon video where it's just a bunch of like chicks twerking. That could be your first video. You have not
I
seen?
did see this video.
Oh my God! So Mastodon's got a video. I forgot what song it is, but literally it's a bunch of black strippers from like the clubs in Atlanta just being like, bow, bow, bow. Now I gotta put it on.
Yeah, you got to put it on. Oh man, I watched all the past 2 weeks. I've been on this Pauly Shore kick.
Still on that.
I'm
The last video that we watched on here, there were two links on the
that was
computer. One was the outro song, and the other one was the Pauly Shore song.
Yes, dude. Lisa, I adore you, dude. Yeah, I watched Jury Duty the other night. Wow, dude, it's just so spectacularly like it was just such like a different time in life, like where you could get away with like I don't know how to say I want to say mindless humor, but it was jokes that like you don't have to be very smart to understand. I guess is what I'm trying to say very nicely.
What was your favorite Pauly Shore movie?
Encino, man.
Encino,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah,
Mine was
Encino.
Biodome.
Biodome was a close second though, man.
Yeah.
I saw Biodome in the movie theater with my parents, and they didn't know it was going to be like a weed movie at all. And I'm sitting there with my two younger brothers, who, like one of them probably still elementary school, and I'm like, "This is great. We saw this as a family."
I actually liked Son-in-Law.
So,
Crawl.
Crawl.
I've never seen Son-in-Law.
That was a good
Oh,
one.
that's a
It's
good
on
one.
it's on one of the streaming services right now.
Probably Tubi.
Crawl. Because I used to crawl from here to there.
Tubi has gems of black cinema. I will tell you that right
Fuck
now.
yeah.
They have the worst shit. I saw like a clip from one the other day, and it's this guy, and him and his wife are in this intense situation, and they're just arguing. And she's like yells and throws something, and that's how it comes in. The black dude's like, "You know how we got all this? From my dick. I've been selling my dick." It cuts off, and it's like a serious moment. He's wearing a suit and everything. So if you just type in like, because they have like just like they have drop downs for horror, they have ones for black cinema. I highly advise you to get high and watch one of them. Just do it.
Oh yeah, I watched. There was a Jury Duty. There was I watched a couple other interesting like older movies. Cyborg.
Ooh,
I watched
Cyborg's
Cyborg with
great.
Jean-Claude, with a young JC Feedy.
I've seen that.
Yeah, it
before.
was. That was actually. I forgot that Method Man used that same intro for Cal 2000, where he's like, "I love the pain. I love this life."
It's a very good. Has a great atmosphere to that movie.
Yeah, dude. It was just it was back when there was still a margin of error in special effects, and so you could like when you watch it now, it's like, oh, well, this is terribly, who made this? But back then, you were like, oh wow, how did they make New York look like that? I think also it has something to do with the resolution being much more enhanced. You can they were not accounting for that.
and it just starts out of nowhere. It's like people in like devil suits and it's like that's the whole rest of the fucking video. And when they played in Atlanta last, they had all these chicks come out when they played this song. So there's nothing but a bunch of like thick ass black strippers twerking on stage around a bunch of dudes with like fucking face tattoos. Mastodon rules.
So they just kicked out with their lead guitarist or something?
Yeah, so like Brad Hines they kicked him out, or they just parted ways because he didn't want to like play metal anymore. I think he wanted to just like play weird shit.
Yeah.
So they've been having like different people. Like they have some jazz guitarist that's gonna play the next tour. Before that, they had some guy that like does tutorials on YouTube. So they're just grabbing
Whoever they can get.
good guitarists and being like, "Hey, can you play these parts? Because they're really hard to play."
Yeah.
But yeah, go watch Mastodon Motherload if you want to see some high quality Atlanta style twerking. So, you guys should go to Vixen's. We got a music video coming up.
Lust. The Vixen's no
Vixen's
longer.
Oh,
shut
so-
down.
I almost feel good that I don't know when the strip club's closed down.
Dude,
Is that the one we went to?
Oh, that's the one where
Yeah.
Brian got slapped.
Yeah.
It would be fairly ironic if one of our songs had a music video set in a strip club. I feel like that would be like really classic.
Well, I'm pretty sure if you went to Elysium and gave enough money, they'd be like, "Yeah, fuck it, go ahead and do it."
How many fingers you putting in?
Man, we went to the strip club for the Catamount Lounge. The Catamount Lounge staff went to the strip club for a field trip for Julieta and Sam's like real first strip club experience. So we went to Lust and Martinsburg.
Oh, how did that go?
It was hilarious. First of all, like I have to say, the girls that work there. Congratulations on being extremely well versed in sales. When we walked in, it was me, and then it was Sam and Julieta, which are a couple, and Chris and Shannon, which are also a couple. And the girls, we walk in. It's a Tuesday night. It's 8:30 p.m., 9 p.m. We had to make it close. That's how we party. And so we walk in. There's there's the 5 regular guys that are hanging out, and then like the 2 like
You got that smell like aqua velva and depression.
yeah, and the 2 boyfriends that are there to like sit and like watch their girlfriends while they drink the bare minimum they can to like be able
I'm
to
drinking rail vodka. Leave me alone.
right in their finest FUBU. Like, you're like, where did you get that FUBU from?
Burlington.
Yeah.
That's where I used to get all my suits when I was a kid.
Swear I got all my FUBU when I ate too many sandwiches.
That's a dinger, dude. Oh man, so we walk in and immediately they see me and they're like, oh, he's the single one. He's the they're like, he's the single one. Yes, they're like, oh,
you had a reticle on your back.
Now, the thing about me is that I've been doing enough of these clubs that I understand the semantics involved. So I have my own strategy when I go in. And that's, I fight fire with fire. And I will lie right to their fucking face just as much as they're lying to me, right? Like, there's no harm or foul in this because I'm not like saying anything that's going to get anybody in trouble. It's just that I'm just doing something that they're lying to me. They're like, oh, you're like the coolest guy I've ever met. You're so funny. Like, oh my God, do you want to go do one of our lap dances? Ooh, it's like only like $140 for
what?
Yes, 2 songs, $140, and this is only topless. If you want bottomless, if you want the whole thing, $240, and then I forget where the other gradients, but Julieta can tell you all about it next time you're there. Julieta simped out and fell in love with a stripper. It was hilarious.
I'm in love with the stripper.
Right, and so this girl sees we walk in, and of course there's like 5 of us, and we walk in like a bunch of yokels. We're like, whoa,
we got titties in here. So
many bright lights and bass sounds, and like. So we're walking and we check it out, and this girl sees us, and this woman should be 100% in retail, high-end retail, selling like watches or jewelry. I don't know why she's selling well, I can tell you why she does it because it's a very nice looking hoo-ha she has, but it was. This is great, dude. Because she comes up, she sees us, she has a clipboard. She's like, "Oh my gosh, is this your first time? Is this your first time at Lust?" And I thought we were getting sold a timeshare. I was like,
"We got the Pussy Palisades over here."
All right. Well, yeah. Well, no. So she takes us. She's like, "This is our private dance rooms. $150, $140, $240." And then she's like, and then we walk down the hall. We have the shower rooms, and for $600, up to 5 people can come in and watch me and my friend give each other showers, and we play games. Now, a shower room is what you think it is. It's a room that has a shower in it. It actually has 2 showers on either side, and then there's like seats in the middle or whatever. Now, instead of traditional shower curtains, they have what look to be retired jail bars. Like, I guess that's how they keep people from getting too out of control in there. Right? And,
you got to keep the animals away.
Right? And this girl is telling us, "Yeah, I do a game where I shoot I do ping pong balls."
Oh my
I'm like,
God.
and this is great. And I'm listening, and she's selling, and she's giving this thing like a bullet point sales pitch. Like, she's telling us, it was like selling a cruise line fucking package, She's like, yeah, and you come in, and then you sit down, and we'll give you a pack of peanuts, and then you can just enjoy us, showing you our birth canals and areolas. And for $600 for like 20 minutes. And I'm like, or I think that was what the breakdown was. So then they're like, but if you really want to have a good time, like a best time, this is our jacuzzi party. And it's $1,500 for, I guess, I'm assuming it's even I think it was 30 minutes. Maybe it's more. But even at an hour, $1,500. Who is supporting this fucking economy, man? Like
some sad dude with liver spots.
well, dude. So, but in the jacuzzi party, you get to go in the jacuzzi with the girls, but you have to wear trunks. If you're a girl, they let you wear your bra and panties in there. And so we get through
I'm wearing a tent if I go in there,
and we go into the so we get through the sales pitch, and as we're walking out, I see there's the locker room entrance. I was like, hey, if you have to ask how much the locker room tour is, I guess you can't afford it, right? And yeah, the girl didn't think it was that funny. I was like, she was essentially like, you have to buy the place, and I was like, yeah, I bet. So we get back, and as soon as we get back to the main room, Julieta's like, so anybody else want to get a jacuzzi party, or like am I the only one? Now, truth be told, Wednesday nights at Lust, or Wednesday during all day at Lust, is half off all of those things. So you can go in and get a half off private party.
I got a coupon.
So $750 you can go and spend 20 minutes in a West Virginia strip club inside of a multi-jetted.
Yeah, one of those old dudes is gonna walk in and be like, "Don't worry, I already paid for it. I got it the app. I did a mobile order."
I paid for it with a Groupon. No, but it was just her sales pitch though was so like pinpointed and accurate. So then after that, she goes and you can see her briefing all the other like strippers. She's like, okay, so there's two couples. If you're going to, the male is the weak point on that couple, the female is the weak point on that couple, and then they got this single friend with them. And because I, presented as single because I'm not there with Kelly. Because I don't go to strip clubs with Kelly because we have a whole story behind that. That's a different time for a different place. And so these like just one after another, all of these strippers start coming up and being like, hey, what's up? And I'm like, hey, what's going on? They're like, so have you decided on what kind of dance you're going to do tonight? And I'm like, and because I came in there with my strategy and not simping out and understanding, I know not to make direct eye contact with them because they can see deceit really easily because they've been, in that type of business their entire lives or whatever it is their relationship with their father was. And they and so I'm like, oh yeah, listen, so this is our deal. So we came here as like kind of like just to check it out before we went to the casino, and we're gonna go to the casino and have a few drinks, and we're gonna play some cards and do some gambling, and when we win a bunch more money, I'm gonna come back here, and even if we don't win money, then I'm gonna come back here because that way we can like we can dance away our sorrows. And I just want to wait till later because I don't want to get in the jacuzzi now and get all have to and then go to the casino. She's like, I totally get it, and I'm like, yeah. She's like, but we have like deodorant and all this stuff. I'm like, no, that's cool, dude. And I was like, yeah, I understand. I was like, I'm a weird guy like that. I've got all this whole thing. But I'm telling you, your name is Denver, right? Yeah, all right, cool. And so she was really nice and actually was very, very, very professional. And
that was not her name.
That's
know
not
what?
her
I had a
real
feeling.
name.
I had a feeling. She seemed much more like a Boulder type.
The only Denver I've ever met was also known as the last dinosaur.
Denver, the last dinosaur. He's my friend and a whole lot more. Your shirt is kind of like the shirt Denver the dinosaur was wearing in that cartoon. So anyways, yeah, so we get through the sales pitches, and it's just the relentless onslaught of the like these girls, and like two of them had like their boyfriends like tagging along during the sales pitch. Like they, how it is. Those guys.
That's shady.
You know how it is. The guys.
That's how you get your pockets run though.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, listen, dude. First of all, it was no secret to me, but a definite secret to them that I wasn't getting these dances. I was good at letting on. I was like, oh yeah. I was like, God. I was like, yo. I totally get it. I was like, yo, man, listen. I was like, I like to chill out and have some French fries. They did have fantastic French fries, right? I got French fries and mayo. Like a true Belgian. Like I felt like Jean-Claude Van Damme on the set of Kickboxer.
You're like, oh, where's the poutine?
And I get the French fries and I get them, and then I'm thinking about like there's no seating that's just like normal seating. Everything's either at the stage or at these weird like bar seats at the like that are kind of turned around. So I got nowhere to go. So I'm like, and Shannon and Chris are at the stage, and Sam and Julieta are paying $150 to go look at Rosé's vagina, and I'm sitting there. I'm trying to figure out what to do, and I'm just sitting there. And I sit at the stage with the French fries, and I dip one French fry into the mayo, and I take a bite, and I realize like just how fat and ridiculous and like gluttonous I looked.
Look at them titties.
I was like young Jabba the Hutt. Like this would be like the Jabba the Hutt prequel. Like this is how Jabba Hutt did in college. Like, yeah, exactly. You know, just so I.
Yo, if Sam was out there, he could have been like that little toy dude. He's like,
Sam killed. That's hilarious. That would be me and Sam if we did a cosplay.
So did you start throwing fries on the stage?
Man, I did, and they kicked me out immediately. No, it was interesting because once and I think they were all like kind of like, oh, they were like just after they realized that I might not be telling the truth, we were on the way out the door, so it was perfect timing. You know, we got in and out at the right time. Didn't shed too much money there personally. I'm sorry to Sam and Julieta, who had to both give plasma to make ends meet this month. But it was a fun time. But yeah, it did remind me though of why I stopped going to strip clubs. It just like it wasn't as action packed as I remember strip clubs being. Man, like I remember it being. I remember the music before used to be like a lot louder and like. Things seemed like a lot.
The last 2 times I've been to a strip club, the same person was there, and you were there one of the times, and fucking, I don't know if I should say his name.
Call him something different.
Oh, T-Bird was there, and he this
Call
stripper
Aberdeen.
This old Dundalk was there, and the stripper sat on his leg, which is a tactical mistake on her part. So he put his hand on her thigh, and she just brushed it off aggressively. It wasn't like just don't touch me. It was like, nah, don't touch me, right? And then he does it again, and I thought I was gonna have to fight bouncers because your friend gets in a fight in a strip club, you kind of gotta be like, all right, well, I guess I'm getting punched too. And luckily that didn't happen. The next time I went up to the DC Improv, I had tickets to see fucking Dave Attell. This dude was the only person on a weeknight that could make it. We go out, watch Dave Attell. We leave, and right around the corner is fucking, I forgot which strip club is right beside there.
Camelot.
Yes. So there's these strippers. This Somalian chick is dancing, and she already looks like, to me, the pirate from fucking Captain Phillips. So I was like, yo, no, she's not attractive. And then she starts like asking him to like do shit that I know strippers will do. They're asking him to buy can you buy me a drink? And so he looks at this like, and I'm like shaking my head like, why are you stripping no drink? What are you doing? You already giving him money. What are you doing? Buy our own damn drink. And she like brings this menu out, and the cheapest thing that she wants is like $100 like bottle. And I was like, bro, don't do that. And then he starts talking to her because he's fucking hammered, and basically ends up she asks where he lives and like intimates like she's gonna go with him, but they gotta walk down the alley behind the place. And I looked at him like, you are gonna get beat the fuck up and robbed if you leave this fucking strip club with that stripper. I'll tell you right, there's 2 dudes waiting behind the motherfucking fucking dumpsters to stab you and steal your wallet. And then I watched him eat fucking strip club steak with his fingers while trying to get his car out of the garage. He's like all fucking drunk and picking up the steak. He's like, I need my car. It's a Toyota. Yeah, it was a great night. It was a great night. Yeah, I was like, bro, I don't know what you're doing, but I'm going back home to Front Royal after this. We weren't even supposed to be at the strip club.
The strip clubs, yeah, that I was there for that. I just remember you guys were like, "We gotta go."
Yeah, because this motherfucker was gonna get beat
we
up.
Just got here. We were only there for like 30 minutes, maybe.
Yeah. Then the next morning, he showed up at the house with fucking broken hands, looking for his cell phone.
His wife was so pissed. She was like giving me the death stare. I'm like, I didn't make him drive.
It wasn't me.
Lunar Sprunk asked, was it a golden shower room?
That's when you pay the extra $200 for.
They also said, was it a jacuzzi party?
That's a good one, man. Good one. If you have to ask, you can't afford it apparently. But yeah, I'm sure that behind closed doors, there's a lot that could be negotiated.
Oh, dude, yeah, you fucking a couple dollars away from fucking at least a hand job wearing a glove.
Oh man! Hopefully, it's like one of those Mickey Mouse hands.
You find yourself in the same exact boat when you come to one of our shows.
Oh, dude, yeah, dude. I'll provide the gloves.
14-ounce boxing gloves.
What's
man.
the weirdest thing you've ever had happen in a strip club?
That was actually the only time that I've ever been to
Oh.
one. So yeah.
Yeah, like they're definitely awkward at certain points because it's definitely like, yeah, you just want my money, don't you? All right, here you go.
I guess
It's a very
I've been to
transactional
Secrets.
existence.
I guess that counts as like, I don't, the
Yeah.
strip club. But we always went there just to see the drag show
Yeah.
in the back. But it's all the same. There's always skeevy dudes in the corner just waiting. And
Yeah.
at Secrets, there's a lot of skeevy dudes because it was a gay club. So, it was interesting.
I had an
Place to
interesting, not even an argument, but just observation. There was a guy on, I don't know if it was What's Up Front Royal or one of the other ones, somewhere on the internet. He said something like he was, like, I guess, making fun of drag queens and transgender people, and the motherfucker's a cosplayer. Ain't that some fucking shit? He was like, they're just pretending, and he's like dressed up as dude from fucking Resident Evil with a fake gun. Like, yo, bro.
You guys ever hear of the dead internet theory?
No, what is this?
So the dead internet theory is, I mean, it's not even much of a theory anymore. It's that like 90% of who you talk to, who you encounter online is just a fucking AI bot. If you watch YouTube shorts, for example, you're gonna see like fucking 70 AI generated videos. How fucking crazy!
Yeah, you can
it
usually
is.
tell with the AI videos, especially the ones with the voiceover, because they'll get names wrong.
Yeah.
And I've seen a lot of them for like MMA, and they'll show different stuff, and I know how to pronounce the person's name, and they'll pronounce it the way a computer would if it just saw it written out instead of like, if it had an umlaut over it or something. If it was like somebody from like Dagestan's name, it would pronounce it just the way that we would do it, or like
Cranked it.
Greg
So-
googly boob doop.
Cranked it. Dude, Jonah, how the fuck did your brain go from titty bar to AI dead internet?
because robots got that sweet pussy. You didn't know about that?
I guess so. Remember we talked about robot brothels on one of our original shows?
Yeah, that's going to take a lot of antibacterial.
Jonah has one of those fleshlight blender hybrids.
Yeah, dude, it's a thermo blend. The thing gets hot.
Well, I got a gas-powered fleshlight.
Dude.
It'll dim the lights if I start this bitch off.
Got a pull start.
Yeah.
No, it's Kickstarter.
It's got a kickstart.
Sounds like an F1 engine.
Sometimes I gotta push start it across all the way into the dining room. Start off.
Sounds like a 450cc dirt bike.
Depending on what end he's going.
I gotta put two-stroke in it.
I was about to say maybe two-stroke.
That depends.
That's all you need.
That's all you getting.
What happened?
Dude.
Oil leak.
That's funny. I mean, I can't believe, Lita, you've only been to the strip club once. I guess.
No, I used to go to Secrets all the time, but Secrets I don't really count. 'cause
Yeah, a dude strip
It's not
club.
for me.
Yeah,
It's-
like dudes. I think maybe there's a different energy. Maybe it's exactly the same. Like
No, it's 100% different. Have you ever seen Bad Grandpa?
nah.
My only point of reference that I have, the only point of reference that I have is from Bad Grandpa, and they go to a black strip club in like rural Georgia.
That's a whole different
Yep.
experience.
And like these dudes are just straight up in bad, like they're wearing dick bags and just
Yeah,
swinging
dude.
and,
A black strip thing, like especially in the South, they'll have male and female strippers, and they'll like basically hang up like a big ass sheet over top of a fucking rope, and on one side it's a bunch of women looking at a dude, and they'll have like thongs on that have like a fucking a pocket for their dick. So it's just like it's all like, look at my dick. Like, and then on the other side of it, they got women stripping for the dudes, and it's like the most. It's exactly what you think a 3-6 Mafia strip club would look like.
Tonight, if I don't watch a Pauly Shore movie, I'm going to watch Bad Grandpa again. Totally different vibe.
Great fucking
Dude,
movie.
my favorite strip club story though the past 2 years was Sargis.
Oh god damn.
No, dude, Sargis, man, look, you know how Sargis was in the military? It's because Sargis walks into a strip club and all of a sudden all that awkward Sargisness fucking just exits his body. He walks with more of a bounce in his step. He walks up, he starts fucking like he knows how to fucking whap, like
He's got that I paid for pussy before energy.
Yeah, you are goddamn right. And not just like I paid for it. I'm not just a client. I'm the fucking president type shit.
I got frequent flyer miles.
What if right before he went in the strip club he put on a like bright purple hat with a feather in it?
It might as well.
They call me B Sargis.
Dude, it was so we go in there and Sargis was all right, but we were with Lauren and with Brianna, and so the strippers are all talking to us and they're trying to figure us out because Brian looks like Brian and I look like I look, and these two girls are like in their 20s and they're like, what the fuck is this all about? And so the Sargis is like, all right, you know how Sargis be, he needs to go outside. So he goes outside, and then the girls are like, all right, we're gonna go outside too. We're gonna leave. So I'm like, all right, we're gonna leave in a minute. I finished my beer, and as I'm finishing my beer, the three strippers come up to me. They're like, hey, we have a quick question for you. And I was like, what's up? And they're like, so like, what's your all story? Because you're an interesting mix. And I was like, all right, let me tell you. I was like, so my friend there is extremely autistic, and he's also he comes from a very wealthy family, and so his parents kind of like, I was like, I've been one of his lifetime neighborhood friends, and so we've just been, we grew up together, and he trusts me, and we just have a cool relationship. Like I'm like his cool friend, and those are two of his favorite nurses, and they're like, she's like, yeah, but what? I don't understand. I was like, well, he'll only leave the house for stuff he's really interested in. And he loves titties. And so I said it just like that. And these girls are like, oh my God, that is so good of you.
All they heard was cha-ching.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
Autistic with a bank account.
It was great, man. So we go back out there and Brian's like smoking his one hitter and he's like, what's going on in there? And I told him what I just did. He was pissed. He was like, God damn it, man. Nah, it's fine. We laughed about it. But yeah, dude, that was my favorite.
Lunar Sprunk in the chat said a steam powered dildo is known as a Steely Dan.
Steely Dan is named after one of the band members' girlfriend's dildo. She had a metal dildo named Steely Dan, and that's what they named the band after.
They just became awesome.
Damn.
They were just mildly jazz rocky, but now,
yep,
dildo band.
Dildo band. Dildo. Speaking of dildo bands,
are you guys gonna name
Homeschool Prom King, the king of the dildo bands?
Yeah, what does that one look like? Does it have a tuxedo on?
The Dukes of Dildos.
The Homeschool Prom King is like a dildo that it's
The
got a little suit on it and a cummerbund.
The Baron of Butt Plugs. The Duke of Dildos.
Got a little boutonniere on.
It comes with a free corsage.
Yeah.
The Philanderer of Fleshlights.
I feel like we have some songs that when you listen to and at the end, you're gonna feel like watching the Bud Dwyer video.
Well, your album cover that you did for the EP, I've heard about how you modeled the splatter off of real wall splatter.
I'm not gonna specify what video I saw, but in my opinion, if you're gonna go all out for art, which I mean you have to, you're gonna have to do some research.
So how many times did you watch the suicide video?
How many times or how many suicide videos have I seen?
Oh, well was this after the modeling for this album cover? Was it a certain one or was it a?
It was inspired by a certain one, but it was only a certain one I felt connected to. I really don't want to say which one, but I feel like a lot of the internet could figure it out if they pay attention to that kind of shit.
Yeah. Like I know younger people have seen a lot more wild shit. Like I used to work with like people that were in their early 20s at my last job, and it was this next level shit. And I watched them show this video, and it was a girl twerking, like, and they showed it to this dude from Ghana. He was probably like 45 years old. and all of a sudden in the middle of it, it's the journalist Daniel Ellsberg getting his head cut off, and it cuts from like a girl twerking to that, and I see this dude from Ghana look up. He's like, "You are sick." You are sick because they ruined his whole day. That dude was all about butt cheeks, and they just ruined. They ruined butt cheeks for at least a week for that man. He's probably afraid every time somebody sent him a video.
I mean, I feel like I've seen like worse because we had Rotten.com.
So like, what I will say is like with us, it was less like videos. It was more like
it was more
like
pictures.
Yeah, like I remember seeing the dude from Pennywise, of course, the Kurt Cobain, like, and you've seen Faces of Death, but like the stuff that if you get it in your algorithm, because I'll mess up sometimes and watch like somebody get their arm broken jiu-jitsu, and then it'll be like fucking all of a sudden it's like fucking buildings falling on people's heads, and like so the algorithm can get messed up. The way to fix that is to watch dog videos. You watch a cute puppy video, fix your algorithm right the fuck up.
Yep.
But yeah, like for like a week, I think I watched. It was a compilation of people getting their legs broke when they kicked in like kickboxing,
I got
where they
a
go
lot
to
of
kick
those,
and then the leg wraps and then they fall down. They're like, ah, my leg. And then from that, oh, dude, my algorithm was messed up for at least a month. I fucking hated every second of that. I was like, yeah, why do I gotta watch this shit?
I was getting the ones where people were breaking their arms during like arm wrestling.
Oh, fuck that, dude. Them shit's as bad as fuck. Because
like,
those
they get their spiral fractures.
yeah, dude.
And they're just going around like, ooh,
And
oh no.
the only good thing about that is most of the time they go in shock and their arm goes limp. So there's a split second where they're just staring at their arm consistently,
Yeah.
looking right down at the sumbitch. I saw somebody get the upper part of their arm broke in my first jiu-jitsu tournament, and it was like pretty quiet in the room. There was some noise, but it was mostly the coaches. And this dude's arm broke, and you heard the arm snap, and then you just heard the weight of the arm hit the mat because this part was sticking up like this, and this dude was gangstery shit though. He looked down at his arm and he was like, shit. And didn't scream, didn't be like, none of that shit. There was more people screaming that didn't get their arm broke than that dude. So I was like, yo, note to self.
That's his
that
adrenaline.
I am never sparring with that motherfucker again, yo.
I bet he felt it the next day.
Oh, dude, he came back. That dude was actually back on the mat within 4 weeks, and he had his arm in this big ass like thing, and he would shove it inside of his gi and do jujitsu with one arm. He did that shit for fucking like 4 months. That motherfucker was a savage.
Have you seen the rat video?
The what?
The rat video.
The rat video? R-A-T?
Yeah.
Nah.
If you don't know what I'm talking about, you haven't seen it.
Oh, yeah, I definitely have not seen it.
Yeah, you don't want to know.
I've seen some horrible stuff though. Like on our last show, Helltown Radio, we used to have this segment where like it was like this dude Tim would try to gross out this other guy D, and I definitely saw some shit. I saw like this person that was a transgender person, fucking a skinned goat head. that was probably the worst thing that ever got.
So
that was not
like earlier.
Helltown Radio. That was actually Dirtbag Radio.
yeah.
Just to be clear, after he said that, all right? I was going to let it slide up until he said that shit.
Yes.
Yeah.
We have
Dirtbag was way worse. That show.
We have a no transgender fucking skinned goat head policy strictly.
Yeah, there's no.
There's
I
very
haven't.
places we draw the line.
We haven't brought in the
So
screen
it's
to gross
okay if
people
you're
out.
cisgender, you just can't be trans.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. This is a Christian value show, all right?
The goat heads at least have to have skin on them.
It's going to be foreskin, but
They got to be kosher.
it's going to be circumcised. Oh, boy.
Jonah. Oh, we just got a babe. No stop with the rat video, all in capitals.
It must be that bad.
I can't help that. I see it so much.
I see it in you. I see it in me.
You guys, yeah, there's a rat video.
Good Lord, for real.
Rat boy.
Yeah, so look that up on your own, guys. It's homework.
Yeah.
Report to us. Lunar Sprunk. In fact, you look it up and tell us what it is.
Yeah, motherfucker.
It's the worst thing I've ever fucking seen.
Dude, I don't want to
Yeah,
fucking
that's-
see
Pretty
Let's
much
just-
weekly at band practice, Jonah tells us some new traumatizing and disturbing thing.
I was on the dark web
No.
earlier. You
No.
wouldn't believe what I saw.
like, we need to talk to our therapist about the shit that he told us he saw.
Yep, and
Or did.
And our therapist is going to need a therapist after we tell them what he
Some
saw.
of the shit he said is just like, bro, are you all right, man?
It's true, yeah.
I mean, hell, when he did the album cover and then he was like, oh, yeah, I had to watch a bunch of suicide videos to get into, like, the zone. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, Am I responsible
But
for
you
this?
need
Because
inspiration.
I didn't even like commission anything specific, but I still felt like guilty that it happened.
Lena, have you seen the new Final Destination movie yet?
Yes, I did.
You did.
Yes, I did.
Should I see it or not with Kelly?
I would wait for it to come out of theater. Like, it wasn't.
Wasn't worth the theater run.
I liked 5 better. Like
Yeah.
it was just. I didn't like the deaths. I didn't like the story was kind of weak. Like
Right.
it had potential to be so good, but it just wasn't. And the kills, they just weren't as awesome as the last few. So
Wasn't it Tony Todd's last movie?
yeah, it was his, and he was quiet. Like I remember seeing him in Final Destination, I think 5 was
Yeah.
it or 4, and he was like, you know, he was Tony Todd, but in this movie, like he was really emaciated. You could tell he was really sick looking, like he was on his way out the door, and that was, I think, his final film. So,
Shouts out to Fam Jewels. Brendan,
oh,
he in the chat.
hello.
He shouted out Dirtbag Radio. That was one of the original
Chizzy.
Dirtbag Radio hosts.
Yeah, so that movie wasn't that great. I do not recommend going there. However, you should go see Bring Her Back because that movie was dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was dope. I almost think I need to see it again.
Yeah, I have to watch it again because now that I realize like midway what was going on, I'm like, all right, I gotta find those Easter eggs again. So definitely check that
I'm
movie
gonna spoil
out.
one scene for it. Yo, if you ever get a foster mom and you're standing over your dad and she's like, kiss him on the lips.
Run.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just move out with your, just move out the house.
Yeah, she's whack.
That's
She
what's
played
up.
she played an excellent evil
Oh yeah.
stepmother type person. Like you kind of like, she makes you uncomfortable in the beginning of the film, and then throughout the film you feel that teen angst, like fuck that bitch, like she's a cunt in the movie to this kid.
I will say it. The violence that they have in it. A lot of horror movies, when they start to show what is happening due to, like, you know, somebody getting stabbed or like shot or whatever, they pull away at the second of impact, and they don't really show like the damage happening. Not in this one.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, you ever seen damage up close and personal? You ever see some teeth move?
But I mean, I think that they do a good job of executing that in the film. Well, they did that with Talk to Me,
Yeah.
like just some of the impact scenes. I mean, as you know, they were both stunt. They created stunt movies or shorts or whatever.
Yeah, like the first test
So-
footage that I saw that they did, it was after Talk to Me had already come out, is what they said got them noticed is they were doing what the damage would actually be if a Mortal Kombat fatality was real. So they filmed a bunch of like weird shit of like somebody getting all the flesh burned off their head or whatever, if it was like Scorpion, or somebody getting their hands frozen or whatever. And I guess they used that for the effects. But I didn't even know until you had told me that they were like YouTubers,
Yeah,
like silly
I
ass
think they're called
YouTubers.
Raka Raka, so you can just check them out. They do a lot of like versus, like superheroes versus another superhero type video, but their earlier stuff was just stunts. They did their own stunts, and it's quite impressive, like how they went from that to creating this really good. I mean, it's going to be part
yeah.
of pulp culture
Well,
eventually. So
I don't know if they show
it's
this
a
at
great film.
I don't know if they show this at every movie theater, but before at the Alamo, they showed how they got Talk to Me into Sundance, and like how they were just like regular ass dudes, and like how some of them didn't get passes for like the showing or whatever, and then like within like 2 days they were like, yeah, we got this movie's picked up, it's a major movie now, like all this
Yeah.
wild shit. So that was kind of cool.
Yeah, they got famous pretty quickly. But that movie, if you haven't seen Talk to Me, that movie is
Talk to me, get her out.
It has nothing to do with the new one. It's 2 separate stories, but it is excellent, and the ending, it's quite like a good surprise ending, and that's rare to find with horror movies. You know, their stories are usually lacking, or it's a remake of something that's already been done. So both of those movies are quite like original. So
Sweet.
that's my spiel on my movies. since I
Spiel
have
of
a
the
list of movies this
Spiel,
week.
spiel, spiel.
So Friday the album comes out.
Friday. Freaky Friday.
You gonna do anything special?
I don't think so.
Drop your pants and listen to that album, motherfuckers.
Yeah, you got anybody that buys the album, Phil will send you an autographed dick pic.
Yeah.
Read your Bible.
It's not gonna be his.
Yeah, it'll just be
but,
a dick pic. He's gonna sign it.
Yeah,
It'll be
you gotta,
Anthony
You gotta
Weiner's.
buy it either on
Just
Bandcamp
be-
or iTunes or Amazon. I think those are the three places you can actually buy it.
And you're gonna stream it on.
But it'll be streaming on all the
Yeah.
the shit.
Who's
Even
what's
stuff,
the
even
what's the
stuff
best,
I ain't heard of, but it is gonna be on it.
what's the best streaming for you guys in terms of like who's better
Oh,
to the
like
artists?
Revenue wise,
Yeah.
I actually don't know.
Like Bandcamp.
Well, Bandcamp doesn't do pay for streams. Bandcamp's just like straight up purchase an
No.
album.
No, I don't know shit.
Yeah, I don't know why you're chiming in. You've never
Yeah.
seen the numbers.
Yeah, like I know about
Unless-
suicide videos.
Unless you did some deep research on this, there'd be no way for you to know. Because I'm the only one who could know which one's been best to us, and I don't even know because I don't pay attention.
Like what other streamers? Other like there's Spotify.
There's Spotify, there's Apple Music, there's Amazon, then there's like Deezer is one that shit, and then but that's what I said 4. There's like
Which one's the North Korean one?
15 of them on there.
that's
Do you know
the
any other ones?
that's the flea
Pandora,
blankets.
maybe?
I don't know. Pandora probably has it. You can also weirdly you can get it on like TikTok and Instagram, or maybe not TikTok.
Well, yeah, I
anymore,
got you guys as
MySpace.
demos.
Instagram,
yeah,
and Facebook and stuff. You can put that shit on there,
yeah, like because
and then people can add it in the background of their song. Or
I was
their
like,
videos.
for the promo for this show, I was like, oh, I wonder if they're on there, and I typed it in, and like as soon as I got through like Home S, I was like, oh shit, there you go.
I think with this EP that's coming up, I might not have checked off the Instagram and Facebook because it was asking me weird, confusing things about if we already had a URL on
They're like,
there
you
and all
want to
this
get
shit.
lucrative?
And I was like trying to figure out how to do it, and it wasn't working. So then I think I backed it off, but I can always like re-add it probably.
Oh yeah, do it. Do it. You could like get a viral hit by somebody like falling off a swing set while one of your song plays.
That's true.
Somebody
Yeah,
in slow motion.
Because I've had that where like these like certain songs just become popular in the Instagram videos, and then I'm listening and I'm like, this is actually pretty dope. I gotta go figure out what it is.
Dude, so you guys are gonna put this out? When are you gonna do a full album?
That's remains to be seen. We've got a bunch of songs that we already have, but that I think we'll probably end up putting them out piecemeal, like a little EP here or there, or a single or something. And kind of my current mental space is that once we get all the shit that we've already got down released in that way, then maybe I'll sit down and try to write an actual like LP, because then it'll kind of maybe like all be written at the same time. Because these songs have been written over the past several years. All the ones that are on this EP are from last year, over the course of last year. But we have some in the catalog that are like years old and stuff.
Do you like? Are there any ones that you really like playing live, like that you haven't recorded, or is there any like?
I really well. I guess we got the demos up. I gotta remember that because we made a bunch of demos, but we
Yeah.
only posted 3 of them. There was like the 3 most acceptable one.
Yeah, we have like 13 fucking.
And I don't think. I think we've technically. Well, I guess About You is one that we don't have
Yeah,
a
that's-
released recording that I think is a really fun jam.
That is a
on.
fun one to play. For sure.
So we've got one song for sure that we really like that's not been released in the recording.
Dude,
That recording of that one was so fucked. We like just had written it, and then we went in and we were just like, well, at least Bobby said today's just demos. Like, let's do this shit. And it is like, you get the idea is there, but it's just like you could tell like these motherfuckers ain't never played this song.
Yep.
oh dude, there's definitely that fun point once you get done recording where you have to go listen to it back and you just like look at each other like, we could have done that better.
So actually, interestingly, kind of, I don't know what the fuck I was saying, but when I went and listened back to the demos, the first song in the demos is tragic, and the first song in the EP is tragic, and I listened to the vocals and realized that when we went in the studio and did the EP version of it, I invented / found a completely different way of singing like all of the songs. And I didn't actually notice that I didn't always sing that way until I just kind of randomly put the demo on the other day, and I was like, man, this guy sounds like shit.
Well, like, do you
how did
think-
anybody like this?
I mean, is it like so you like the progression towards the newer version of it?
Yeah, the newer stuff. But it was like somehow once I did that and it sounded really good, I forgot that I ever did it a different way, and then I heard it back and it was like a stranger. But also then I was like, how did anybody like this? Because it sounded really shitty.
Well, I mean, I guess there's something to be said for that. Like, I mean, holding yourself to a standard. Like, everybody has that song that you play. Like the first couple times, you're like, I don't know if this is even gonna work, and then like 6 months later, you come back to it.
That's true. We have had some stuff like that. Definitely. Like, I'm kind of always that way. I think with every band that I try to do, is always like the first time you get together, and I'm always like, oh, I thought this was gonna be more awesome, but I guess I'll stick it through. And then like suddenly one day you're just like, hey man, I don't even remember when we sucked at this. This is fucking. We're nailing this song. Why did I think this wasn't gonna work?
Like a couple weeks ago, a friend, like this dude Nick, sent me and everybody in my very first band when we were like 15, the fucking tape that we had all lost. Oh my fucking god, dude! All right, so like we recorded on a 1/4-inch reel to reel in this like our drummer's dad's basement. He had a studio, and we just bought the reel to reel. So he was like, "You guys like we got our songs done, and there was like still half the reel there." And he was like, "You guys paid for it, so just like I'll leave, and you guys can do whatever you want." So the first like 12 songs are actual songs, with, like, and then the rest of it is this 15-year-olds fucking around with recording equipment and just talking like. Doing dumb shit, making up fake songs. I was playing a fucking organ at one point, fucking talking like a preacher. Fucking yeah, dude. There's something to be said to like laughing at your earlier follies in any band or like art and be like, wow.
I'm sure they are long gone, but the first recordings I ever made when I was like probably like 12 or something was just like me like a cappella singing Backstreet Boys into a cassette recorder, shit like that. And then I would like, and I would make
Mr. and Mrs. Taylor.
and I would make
We need
little tape sleeve things and like write like a band name in it and like what songs this shit was on it. But it was I was like super into the boy band movement, the Backstreet Boys, the NSYNC, Britney Spears, all of them. They were coming out at that time. I was like so into it.
98 Degrees.
I didn't
I
get
never
into
really
it.
liked them as much. They always were like a lower tier.
I guess I was a little bit old for that, but I did watch one of my younger friends on acid cry during that song "Lucky" by Britney Spears. He was like, "It's so tragic," and I was like, "Yo, we need to go drink orange juice, man. Get the fuck out of your house." This is how acid works. It's
great.
My dad listened to Beatles, Pink Floyd, so that's sort of what I started listening to when I was a little kid. But then it graduated to the Ramones and Tool and Deftones.
Yeah, I do have that hope for my kid that she'll listen to better music because like she grew up like I played music and then we always had music in the house. And she used to listen to like Every Time I Die and stuff like that. And then I got in her car the other day and she was like, I know all this Childish Gambino song. And I was like, I've lost you. Dude. And she did. She rapped the whole goddamn thing. I was like, well, you're a quarter black. You got something in you. You're doing it. You definitely. You did it. Oh, yeah. I haven't talked about this. My kid graduated from her technical school. She's all fucking.
She's
This
technical.
shit's nuts. Your kids just graduated. You're twins. So
Now they double
that's-
technical.
Yeah, like how was that having two of them? Like that's like got to be way more nerve wracking. That's
I
double the
I
trouble.
cried twice while they were walking. Like, I yelled for them, screamed when they called their name, and then I was like, they're both leaving around the same time. Matthew's going to ODU and Ava's going to VCU. And sort of like on the way, like I get to go to Richmond and then go to Norfolk.
Yeah, at least it's
so,
sort of close. Like
yeah.
my daughter's going to
But
school in Lynchburg, so it's like it's not that
I'm
far.
still like in like every time I think about it, like I start getting like weird panicky attack. Like my heart starts like I'm like, oh my god, they're gonna leave the house, and then I get to worry about like it's all a different kind of worry. Like especially Ava. Like, I'm super worried about her. Like
I think I'd be more worried if my daughter wasn't a fucking like brute. Like
yeah,
like
I'm just
and Richmond is definitely a lot
the
more.
world kind of sucks right now. So
well, the good thing about Richmond is there are a lot of like good dudes down there that aren't like that you wouldn't think. There's a bunch of dudes with tattoos that if they see some girl screaming, they'll stomp the shit out of them. So
well, Ava, like she can hold her own. I think I'm more worried that she's just gonna get arrested or something.
She gonna
bitch,
be
I
she
do
gonna
what
be
I
alright.
want.
She's
She'll be at the
pretty-
Guar bar punching bitches.
She's
She
pretty
gonna be
fucking
alright.
punk rock. She's just very soft spoken and quiet until you piss her off, and then it's like,
She'll be in the fan causing problems and lighting couches on
Yeah.
fire.
yeah. I definitely see her partaking in that.
Has anybody
Especially
ever
when you told her about it. and
Oh,
she's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
Is this a thing?
Hey man, you got
she got all excited.
you gotta
Really?
inform me-
Fire?
Burning
So you guys-
couches is fucking
Yeah, dude, in
awesome.
Richmond, like when I first went down there, it was like probably like 99, 2000. Like my friends started going to like VCU, and they told me about it. They were like, "Yo, there's always couches on fire in the street. People, if you just leave one outside your house, people light it on fire." And me and my homie, who were walking down the street, and we were like right by a 7-Eleven, like near Broad Street. And sure enough, there was a fucking couch on the corner. And I walked up, and I was just like, click, and lit that bitch. And then by the time we got all the way past the 7-Eleven, that shit was a towering blaze.
Nice.
And I went in and got a 211 and fucking walked out.
So,
But Richmond is like, I don't think it's as bad as it was back in the day.
Richmond's
Like,
tight, man.
yeah, like
yeah.
Man, my little niece goes there. She's as she loves it, man. She's as
It's very punk rock.
Sweet.
Like I like
Yeah.
the different art, and I like you
Oh,
can
you-
go to like a lot of
you-
shows there too.
yeah, I mean with like how VCU has that whole art program. Like I
Yeah.
remember everybody that I knew that wanted to be artists that didn't get into Savannah, didn't want to pay for Art Institute, would try to get into the art program at VCU, and even if they didn't get in, they would just go there and take the art classes. So
Yeah, they're pretty good. I was supposed to go there, and then I didn't.
I was supposed to go to Savannah, and they were like, "Did you take your SATs?" And I was like, "No." And they were like, "We just got a lacrosse team. You had to."
Bam.
So I started doing drugs and fucking white women.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Fuck. Any other song you want to play as a world premiere?
Oh, whatever, man.
Phil is the most lackadaisical frontman ever. Most people are like, "This one is
All right.
fucking poignant."
Well, I don't know. We really enjoy playing everything live, so maybe that'll translate into recording. You can play
Might
everything.
be
Track
my
3.
favorite song right now.
I don't know. When we listen to my songs, I alternate between being like, "This is really good," and like, "Oh my god, this is the worst shit I've ever heard in my fucking life. Why does this suck so much? I'm so embarrassed for anyone to hear this."
You're selling yourself short.
Well, like I said, the feelings alternate. Because then the next day I'll be like, "This is fucking dope. This gave me goosebumps. This made me cry, bro. It's my own song. I kick ass." And then like, I don't know, 3 days worth of this is just shit, dude. I don't know. I get like different ears each day or something.
Yeah, that's true.
That means it'll be better every time you play it.
Well, they're gonna hear if it sucks today or not.
Here's everything world premiere.
World premiere.
Sometimes my life feels like all that it's made of is asshole, shithole, dildo, fuckface, and if I do not lie, I'd like to die tonight. I waste my days stupidly wishing that you were around, and things could be different, empty inside. You're what I'm missing, but we won't be anything. You were everything. You are everything.
Something bad is happening.
I am a mess. I'm letting go of myself, I confess. 'Cause who really gives a fuck? If you don't give a fuck, then I'm down to just give up on everything. You were everything. You are everything to me.
World
Damn.
premiere.
World premiere.
That was really good.
Thank you.
So during that, we had a few comments. Apparently, there's somebody outside while somebody's smoking a bong, yelling, "Good Lord!" Your wife is outside smoking a bong.
Here?
No, not here. Jonah looked over his shoulder.
She's just outside. I was like, wait a minute. I brought Joni here. How'd she get here?
We also got Lunar Sprunk wants to donate a 40-inch TV so we can put it on the wall so he can see us put weird shit up.
I'd bet.
That sounds cool.
Yeah, like
I
Right
408
That
Hill
video.
Street,
Right
apartment
here.
4.
he's gonna
Oh,
donate
no.
to
Now
the
we're gonna get
cause.
swatted.
Hey,
Tight.
there are some fresh TVs at Walmart that are on clearance right now.
I saw you
Yeah.
buying one of those, and then my buddy said
You
he
bought
went-
another fucking TV?
Adam
So-
bought a TV because it was on clearance. It was
My
like
buddy
That is
went in
no
there,
excuse.
My buddy
All
went
right.
in there right after you, and he said he bought 2 of them. And they were like the last 2 80-inch or some crazy shit.
So,
Yeah.
like, let me
Crazy
tell
big
you,
ones.
they
like,
were like $200.
these motherfuckers got a TV in every room. There's probably a ceiling got 2 TVs on it in your house.
Yeah, that's true. He's a little crazy with that. I never have it on except
Exactly.
I have a like
TV in a
77-inch
room.
TV, and like since moving in, I hadn't really probably watched like a week's worth until recently. Now I've just like started playing some video games on it again, but otherwise it's just
I shouldn't talk
sat
shit.
there.
For, yeah.
I shouldn't talk shit. I got one in my room that's only been on one time.
Yeah, like I don't know why. Like, if we couldn't fit it in the car, I knew that was gonna happen. So it was raining that day. So,
Oh, yeah, it's
like,
pouring, it's
so
nasty.
you put it on top. I'm like, you just like probably drowned the TV. Like it's been downpouring consistently
I got-
since we've been like driving, and miraculously he was like, they put it in a bag. I'm like, what if we open the box and it's not in a bag though, dude? Like, what if it's this one time that
A
they
big
don't
styrofoam
do that?
giant.
Like it's just styrofoam sides. But he was right. They do wrap it in a bag, so everything in the box was soaking wet except for the TV.
Yeah, you hear that, guys? If it's soaking wet, you better put that shit in the bag.
Hey, speaking of the bag.
All right. So Friday's the date. Everybody can hear
Oh,
all
yeah.
5 of these amazing songs.
Yeah.
And if they want to right now, they can stream some demos.
Yeah, the demos are up on all the streaming sites and on the Bandcamp.
So look out, subscribe, go to their Spotify, and you can probably you guys have like
There's a pre-save.
Yeah.
I posted it on our Facebook page.
go ahead and
that it gave me
pre-save
for
that.
the Spotify.
Pre-save them.
that pre-save. It's like the new
Yeah.
pre-sale.
It's like the pre, Helltown.
Which is kind of weird if you think
All that
about it. We're like
pre-
in this
Yeah,
like
that pre.
this weird era where you just pay like one lump sum, small lump sum, to get like all of the music ever fucking made.
Yeah. Like for like I got Spotify for when we did the Dirtbag show because I got tired of hearing fucking ads every time somebody would be like, play this song, because we would have breaks in that show. And so I got Spotify Premium, and I was like, the only thing they didn't have for years, the only shit they didn't have was Led Zeppelin and Tool. And then once they added them, it was like, well, fucking, they have every album ever. So
I pay monthly for a family plan. I think it's like $26.
that's cheaper than a CD. So.
Right.
I love it. Like I can't live without my Spotify. I can turn
I mean,
off
it does-
the internet and everything else, but I
It does
can't live
open up
without
your
Spotify.
wallet for more like local bands though, because you can like you're paying $20 for all the old CDs that you've already listened to 100 times, and you can actually like like if I see you guys put out a split 7-inch, I'm gonna buy it.
Oh, I was looking into vinyl, but it's expensive enough that I want to
Yeah.
wait until we have an LP, and then maybe like do some fucking fundraising or something. That's the other problem with recording. We have a bunch of songs, but I need to be able to afford for us to go in and record them. Yeah. So.
You guys are smart. I bet you could borrow some equipment. I'll let you borrow anything.
Oh,
in
we
here.
could, but I like just going and having Bobby do it because he knows what he's doing with the back end of it and setting all this shit up. It's nice. Otherwise, I've actually made a lot of recordings at home over the years myself. The only problem I really ever had was figuring out live drums. But it's so much better just like being able to like sit back and just play the guitar and be like,
engineer
was that?
this.
Hey, what? Tell me when. And then just play. And I go, hey, is that workable? Now sometimes there is this control freak part of me that's like, I wish I could just shove Bobby out the window and grab the computer and start clicking on some stuff. But that's mostly during the recording process when I'm just like, go back to that spot. No, the other one.
Dude. Yeah, like imagine if you had to do it on 1/4 inch anymore.
Oh my
do
God,
little
yeah.
Cuts. Then you'd actually need the engineer 100% all the time. Be like, please don't fuck
Roll
my
this
recording
tape
up,
over here. Cut it. Tape it.
dude. Fuck
Speed
that.
this up.
Fuck that. Thank God for computers. I had just cut up fingers if I had to
Yeah.
do that shit.
I guess that from what I was looking at on the website, I guess like a 12-inch is like 45 minutes worth. So we could fit like 4.5 albums on one vinyl. This EP that's coming out is like 10 minutes and 30 seconds or something like that.
Dude.
It's very short.
Put that on one side of a 7-inch and then put the fucking the demos on the other side.
Sure, could do that. Well, I don't know how much the 7-inches was. It was like 15 minutes per side.
Close to it.
Yeah.
I think
Something
so.
like that.
Yeah.
I mean, you
But
could do
that-
you could do the LP 45 where it's a giant 12-inch, but it's only like 10 minutes of music.
Or you can get a 45 that's actually played on 33. I actually have a couple of those. From I think it was Power Trip. I think they had a 45 that was played on 33.
Well, I got a Salt and Pepper push it fucking 12-inch single, so
Yeah,
just watch out for that. It's gonna come out soon.
that's what on 78.
All right, Lita, what do you have coming up?
Nothing really.
Nothing.
Well, I mean, festival leaves, but that's
I seen some shit you've been doing.
so yeah. Oh yeah, I am. I'm gonna be exhibiting one of my pieces, but that's not until November, so it's like a work in progress. The Ruin and Ritual or Ritual and Ruin art show. I think submissions like November 2nd, and then the show's November 8th. And I will have a few pieces that you can come and take a gander at. I actually have I'm doing a life size Wendigo, so that's going to be interesting. That's going to take me a few months to do. But there's also the Festival of Leaves. That's October 11th, and I will have a booth at that time. I will be selling my weird shit, so come see me then. Or you can hit me up on Instagram. Well, that is odd. If you have something custom that you are looking for, I can do that for you too. Otherwise, I'll be posting some neat stuff, some horror-related artwork that I'm working on. So
Awesome. Chris, what you got coming up? Sleep?
No, I'm sorry, I'm gonna run out of here. I'm gonna try to catch up with Kelly and watch movies. I'm not sure what I'm gonna watch yet, but we're gonna figure that out.
Terrifier 3.
Terrifier 3, possibly not. But no, we see tomorrow night. I'll be at the Electric Palm doing Dwayne White's riff mic. I'm gonna be palming Dwayne's mic tomorrow. And then shout out to Jeff and Eric over there at Chester Gap. Man, I did spend some time there today. We did a photo shoot for Ethan Harris and Martin. So that was fun. It was me, Margot, Ashley, Shannon, Julieta. And then Eric and Jeff, Jeff's the owner and Eric's his partner in and they were an amazing dude. What a great day. All I gotta say is straight people complaining about Pride Month. Yo, get you some rich gay friends who own a vineyard and hang out with them for Pride Month. It's tight, man.
Yeah, you gotta respect that gay dollar.
Yeah, you do, man. It's tight. And Gay Pride Month is a lot like it's like the what they call it, the fucking member guest thing you see at country clubs where you're allowed to bring your friends for like 3 days straight for for a party so they can see what it's like to be there and
But
possibly
in this case,
join.
Not straight.
No, in this case it's just like you do. The gay community is letting us all hang out and see how fun it is to listen to Lady Gaga and prance around and shit. It's tight. It's tight. Don't knock it till you try, man. Anyways, but yeah, that's
rah.
la da.
Fuck her face. Fuck her face.
All right, but yeah, let's get out of here. So,
All right, Homeschool Prom King, you guys got
Homeschool
anything?
Prom King.
Anything you guys want to
have
plug individually?
anything
Or
personal going on in your lives that you want to talk about?
I beat Tony Hawk 4.
You did do that.
July 11th, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4 Remastered comes out. I get it 3 days early, and I will be streaming on my Twitch.
Ooh, what's your
What's
Twitch?
your Twitch, dog?
The Clamp Nambler.
The Clamp Nambler.
Firebox Clussy.
4-inch butt
Clussy
click.
Firebox.
You got anything cool going on, Jason?
Not really.
You can catch Jason.
He gonna be throwing chainsaws.
Yeah, good. Yeah.
You can just catch him
If you can catch
if
him,
he jumps.
he's like a Pokemon.
Cash him outside. How
Well,
about that?
we already said it earlier, but I guess I can say it again. We got June 21st, Tilty McFlippers, July 31st, Catamount Lounge.
Yeah.
My birthday.
That
Come
birthday bash.
Shut the place down with the fire code violation. Like, let's tear it up, and then I'll
Yep.
like throw my guitar through the Schul's window. It'll be awesome.
The only fire code violation is going to be Phil's fire crotch.
Yeah,
Going to be
It's
on
true.
display.
it is a violation of civil rights.
Lunar Sprunk. I have something to tell you. Yes, I would split a 7-inch.
God
3.5 inches each.
Hell yeah!
Go over to Helltown Radio and everything. Download the shows. Like, smash that subscribe button.
Oh yeah, we have a Facebook.
Oh yeah, plug it.
I mean, it's just Homeschool Prom King. We're on Facebook and we're on Instagram. It's HSPK_IG, but I think it'll still come up if you search Homeschool Prom King.
Check all that out. Helltown Radio. Go over to Capital MMA. 8 local locations. Get right with kung fu-ery and strangle some people. Also, you can catch me and Brendan on Twitch on Sunday mornings under I think it's the handle is Gary Garcia. We talk a lot of counterculture, fuck Republican shit. So if you want to be on there, you can listen. And we'll play Grand Theft Auto and stab people and shoot down their helicopters. So get right with Jesus. Remember, guys, 1 finger in the butthole is better than 2 in the pee hole.
Bye-bye.